We're live. Oh, nobody's in here yet. Okay. One person. Who are you? Make yourself known. Somebody on 16. All right, they're starting to pile in now. There you go. Buffed up Campbell. What's going on, brother, man? Buff was going to be here tonight, but we have the kids. They got a house full of people. Uncle Crystal's going to be on in just a little bit. John Woodworth, what's happening, brother? George Biney, Unfinished Plan Z. Jerry Franks, Los Cadaver. Paul Capizzola, Noah Know-How. Terrence Seymour, Jeremy. Wow, you guys are piling in faster than I can catfish and cook. John Trudell. Oh, man. Unity Motorsports Garage, what's going on, brother? It's fooled by the axe. All right. Oh, geez. Wow. You guys piled in like all of a sudden, like, yes, 100 of you already. Okay. So what's going on, guys? How's your weekend going? Did you catch that live last night with Richard Holder? I had a blast with that. That was great. That was like, I mean, we've always got people here, and like, and Buff is a bit of a car guy, but it was nice having like, like it was nice having someone who's like, oh, right, he's, Mr. Brain. You know what I mean? You can really pick. I mean, he's a brilliant guy. Oh, let's see. What grit do we use for honing? It depends on what you're honing for. Are you honing for a molly ring or a cast ring? Short weekend. I don't even know what a weekend is, to tell you the truth. Nitro. Yes, Nitro. The breakfast of champions. Hours of great info last night. Yeah, Jason, I enjoyed that. I really did. So we talked. He and I were going to do this once a month. Yeah. There are so many things I want to ask him. Like, because like this guy's cataloged everything, right? There are so many little things I want to ask him about, and like, because that was the first time we tried that last night. So my head was really more in like, okay, how is this going, and all that, rather than really tuning into the conversation I was having with him. But there's just so many things I want to ask that guy. Hello from Energy Theft, Texas. Is that a town? Energy Theft? What's the zip code? You don't blame Dodge for ripping off big block Chevy. In what way did Dodge rip off a big block Chevy? Jim Fisher, what kind of lift will go into your new shop? No lift. No lift. We're not changing anything. The only thing we're changing is just the location and the facilities. But we're not going to change. Nothing of the ideology of the channel is going to change at all. Which it's still going to be what common guys can do with common tools. It's just because we do YouTube, and you know what? We're doing a whole video on this tomorrow, so I don't even want to talk about it right now. But we're going to do a whole video on the reasons why we kind of need to do this in order to to grow the channel. But we're going to do a whole video on that tomorrow. Okay. Unfinished project. You can't wait to see the piston swap video. This is a piston swap. Oh, for Richard. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Mopar Dan, what's going on, brother, man? How are you? Uncle Kathy is inside eating dinner with the grandkids and Uncle Crystal and my offspring. Can you flip the pistons on a 460? If it's a flat top, yes. Let's see. I have a hard time reading these things. Did I ever bother to get ASE certs? Really? That's right, Unity. Keeping hot rodding real, brother, man. Oh, Dakota's already been timed out. Fubar's on it. What's going on, Doug? Jack Rivers, what happened to the Ram Charger? I got rid of it. I just was not feeling it. The truck just didn't talk to me. I tried to get it to talk to me. I just, so it had to go. It was interesting when Richard was talking about rod ratio, and it made no difference on the dyno. But seat of the pants, you thought it hooked harder. Well, rod ratio, I want to do a whole video on rod ratio, and I want to compare what I speculate to what he has found. But there's also, there's a little bit more to it. As I was explaining, when we were running the top fuel cars, rod ratio, once we went from the 5/8 stroke crank, which to the 3/4, that difference in rod ratio made all the difference in tuning in the world. It changed the personality engine. It changed its fuel demands. It changed everything. When we tried to tune to the longer rod ratio with the shorter rod ratio, the things just went into self-destruct. So I do know in an extreme circumstance, there's a very profound effect of rod ratio. It's Uncle Crystal. But let's see what he finds on the dyno. Hello, Uncle Crystal.
Hey.
Hey.
How are you?
What do you?
It's a stress reliever.
Oh.
I'm just gonna be doing this. It's fine.
What do you have stress for? We're here with our friends.
I know. I'm so excited.
They love you.
I know.
Yeah, let's get up a little. Ah.
Oh wait, I have a sweater on. You can't see my shirt.
Oh, what shirt is that? Oh my God!
I know.
We're like twins.
I know. I just don't have a hat on.
Oh, we can fix that.
Oh yeah, there's hats in the closet.
Adam Korn, you're awesome. I'm starting an 84 Ram Charger 440 because of you. Excellent, man. That's the whole point with this channel. We strive to inspire. Get out in the shop, get out in the garage, get out in the driveway, whatever you got to go, and go turn wrenches. That's what we're about. Douglas Fowler just said hi to you.
Hi, Douglas Feller.
Oh, Fubar put up the link to merch.
Nice. Yes.
Oh God, look how beautiful you are with that hat. Oh my God.
And these.
When you guys order merch, it's actually Uncle Crystal that you're contacting.
It's true.
What are you doing?
It's the smell of the matches is making me happy.
Oh, why would you be unhappy?
I'm very happy. This is just making me more happy.
Oh, the Lazy Hole Ranch.
Hey.
What's going on? Hi everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful night. There's a fellow YouTuber named the Kennedy Homesteader who recently lost her husband and was injured in a car accident. There's a GoFundMe. Post whatever you post. I've never heard of this person. I have no idea, but please feel free to post whatever information, if you guys got it in you to help, go for it.
Yeah.
Can you read some questions?
Yeah.
I'm going to sit back like I'm important.
Okay.
Oh.
Noah No House sent us $5.
Thank you, Noah.
Said, sorry, I don't know if you answered this yet, but did you ever end up making an offer on that new shop space?
Yes. We'll be moving in the end of this month.
Yeah,
the deposit's already been taken care of.
I'm excited. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, well, you got an office there.
I'm excited for that.
Actually, you got a wing. It's the Uncle Crystal wing.
Oh, nice. Do I get a plaque?
You could put up a plaque. Absolutely.
All right. Let me see. My truck's 9 inches leaking at the axle seal. Are you familiar with the process of changing those? From Dan Boyd.
Yeah. It's the same as a Chrysler. If you unbolt the axle, right? You got 5 bolts on the axle flange. Unbolt it, pull the axle out. Sometimes you got to use a puller. Sometimes just take a brake drum, put it on there backwards with a couple of lug nuts, go boom, 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 and it come right off. And if you reach inside there about 6, 7 inches, 5, 6 inches like that, you'll see a lip seal. And just knock it out of there, pull it out of there, wherever you have to do it, and stick a new one in. Not a big deal.
Let's see. Everybody's saying hi. Hi, guys.
You've taken over. You've become so much more popular
I
than
don't
me.
want to become more popular. Okay. Bruce says, yesterday Richard was asking you about the other turbo slant. I think it slipped your mind with the slant turbo Richard was talking about with the Buick turbo.
Oh, yeah, that belongs to Jim Bennett. See, what happened with Jim Bennett now is that he moved his shop. So he had a series of things that happened. His rollback went down. Then there was a deal with the roof or something and whatnot. And he had to move his shop. So he's been out of commission as far as playing with hot rod stuff for the last couple of months. But he still has the car, and we are going to get back to it. I'm just on his time. Whenever he's ready, we'll get over there. And the same thing with Kiwi. I dropped that on Kiwi the other day. Actually, you know Kiwi, right? You know Kiwi?
I may have met Kiwi, but I don't remember specifically. It's a guy.
Maybe you'll meet him.
Okay, I'll meet him.
Yes. So I was over at Kiwi's the other day. We were talking about the Hemi Tsubishi, which he hasn't been able to touch it because he's slammed. He had knee surgeries and whatnot. That put him off some time, but he hasn't touched the car in like 3 months. So we're all of these things that loose ends from the past will all get tightened up now.
Marcus Berman. I'm trying to do a 318 build on my 1970 Dodge Dart Swinger. Any suggestions? Also, what would be the easiest way to convert it to a manual from automatic?
Oh, the easiest way. Probably the easiest way is to go with a 5-speed from like a Dakota, or a T5, anything that was bolted up behind a 318, and then use a hydraulic clutch. It's probably the easiest way these days. But making a conversion to an 833 4-speed, it's just a matter of the pedals. Oh gosh, go to Brewers. Brewers has a kit. It's expensive, but you can see all of the parts that you need in that kit. You can usually source them out cheaper than you can buy them retail like that. But if you're looking for the bits that would make that conversion from an automatic to a manual on an A-body, that kit has everything that you would need.
Okay. Douglas Feller says, how's the welding lessons going? I actually haven't done any welding in a little bit.
Oh my God, it's Uncle Kathy.
And
Allison. I'm smoking. You can't have Allison near me. I'm smoking. Make Allison say hi to the people though.
Allison, say hi.
Is it beautiful?
So blurry. All right, let's see. Was I reading one already? I don't remember. Hold on. Let's. Okay. Lost Cadaver. Uncle Tony trying to scathe power out of a 2.2. I've done everything I can for this junior formula regulations, and the intake must remain in production.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know. Yes. Okay. Okay, so from Thack, he says, Tony, I've been trying to remember if you wrote an article I read years ago. Build a 451 and tell the world it's a 383.
Yeah, I wrote that like 30, oh my God. I wrote that like 34 years ago for Mopar. It was, I don't remember if it was Mopar Action or High Performance Mopar, but yeah, I wrote that.
All right. Okay, Red Rider 18 says, do you have some place where I could email you with questions? I'm rebuilding a 318 would like someone to talk to get some help about. We have so many emails on, you don't understand, it's not just emails, Facebook, Instagram, always daily is slammed. So even if you do email us, the chances of us finding your email is very slim.
And we're always being bombarded by psychic influences.
That too. Probably what's wrong with me today.
Probably.
Okay, Super Dave Morgan, or just Morgan, and I just pronounced that horribly, I'm sorry. How much can you safely bore a Dodge 400 cubic inch engine?
All Chrysler engines are cast to be bored a maximum of 60 over. That they're designed like that from the factory. You can find a flawed block that won't go 60, and you can find a magically thick block that will go 100. But safely, generally speaking, 60 across the board on all of your classic era Chrysler engines. Big block, small block. Slant.
Oh, started going fast. Okay. Mark Allen says, Uncle T, the Lord's willing, I will get you guys at 318 Fest. It's about 2 hours and 45 minutes for me.
Oh, cool, cool. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be fun. Huh?
When is that?
It's May 8th. It's May 8th at Jake's Dragway in Alabama. It's called 318 Fest.
Okay, Mopars and Show Cars says, hey, Uncle Tony, dang it, stop it. Could you put stock 360 heads on a 318?
Yeah, the people do it all the time. The only problem with it is that it drops the compression down into like the mid to low sevens. So you static compression ratio. And you put a cam to it and the dynamic compression ratio, it becomes even worse. But that's the only downside to the 360 heads on a 318 block. It's a very common swap. You can cut you can go a maximum 40 thousandths cut without getting it on the head, without getting involved in reconfiguring the intake manifold. And that gets you most of the compression gain back.
Okay.
Compression loss back, I should say.
The Pirate Apache. I feel like I'm pronouncing that wrong.
No, you're pronounced.
Okay, good.
Everybody else might have pronounced it wrong. He may have pronounced it wrong,
okay.
but your pronunciation is correct.
Okay. Yeah. If I wanted to put 1.88, 1.60 valves on a 302 swirl ports head for a 318, how much machine work would that entail?
Just opening up the seats. I mean, it'll take those valves, no problem. It's just a matter of you're going to bring it to a machine shop and have them open up the seats. You won't have any problem with doing that. That's an easy one.
All right. Kyle Mojo. What does Uncle Tony think about old air-cooled VWs?
Well, who doesn't love an air-cooled VW? You know, that's like, you have to be evil to not love an air-cooled VW.
Let's see. Okay, Eric P says, getting ready to start a 318 poly in my D300. Has sat for a decade.
Fun.
Why pre-lube?
Do you pre-lube? I mean, you can, easiest way to do it, pull all the spark plugs out, give each cylinder a squirt of a good penetrating fluid like WD-40 or PB Blaster. Some people recommend the Marble Mystery Oil, throw some of that. PB Blaster is fine. So I just use that for everything. I got hooked on PB Blaster. I never get sponsored by them. I buy the shit. But
should sponsor you.
They should. Everybody should sponsor me. But pull the spark plugs out, wet the cylinders down with a penetrating fluid, right? And then with the spark plugs out, crank the motor until you get oil pressure. And that's all the primary or pre-lube you're going to have to do.
All right. Bruce W. says, Tony.
Yes, Bruce.
You need to get an Aussie Hemi 6 and blow your mind. Would you consider importing one to the USA?
We looked into that. I can't tell you how many people have said, I'll give you one, right? But they're in Australia. And it's like $6,000 to get one of those motors from there to here. It's just not in the cards unless some benefactor wants to spring for the shipping to get an Aussie 6 over here. I got, you know, I can't justify it. I'd have to be able to do 50 videos, you know, with it to make it worth, you know.
All right, let's see. Matt Horn says, congratulations on the new shop. Looks amazing.
Thank you.
You will great Uncle Tony have Uncle Kathy do a burnout at the grand opening. Oh, we should get Uncle Kathy to do a burnout at the grand opening.
We were going to have Trudy the chicken do a burnout at the grand opening.
She's really good.
She's really good. Yeah.
Better than I could ever do.
And she makes tasty eggs.
She does. I can attest to that. Okay, Mark Shaw says, I just bought a Pro Street Challenger with a 900 HP blown 440. It runs too rich and has too much fuel pressure. It backfires, seemingly out of the carb base plates, at low RPM. It has two Holley 650 DPs. Holley?
Holley, yeah.
All right, good.
Well, I mean, but you're answering your own question. It's fat. So start taking jetting away from it. And also, go watch the video that we did with Andy Wood, Unity Motorsports Garage. We did it just 2 days ago. It's fine-tuning Holley carburetors for a dual-part application. And there's literally everything you need to know about straightening out your setup is in there.
Right. Lost Cadaver says, I bought a 430 nail head for jamming into a Nash Metropolitan.
Oh, sweet. See see that's the kind of stuff I geek out over. You know, it's like it's just such an oddball. You know, and now they have the Nash. I mean, yeah.
Hey, catfishing Chris. I see you. Let's see. Greg McDonald says, take a trip to Australia to work on a Hemi 6. Probably a lot cheaper.
It would be cheaper to go to Australia, but I don't fly. So it would take me like weeks to get there. You want to go to Australia? We'll send Uncle Crystal to Australia to work on a Hemi 6.
I'll have to take Uncle Kathy with me.
Yeah, go ahead.
You and John would have to take over the kids.
Not a prayer.
Okay, Super Dave Morgan says, what's the difference between a Chrysler 727 torque flight transmission and a 727 load flight transmission?
Nothing that I know
of. Let's see. Doug says, well, while we're at it, I want a 444 ball stud Hemi. Unpainted.
John Wilburn. Here he is.
John's on. Hey, John. Let's see. Tim ZZZ, or Tim says, your chicken does a great burnout.
Trudy is a master.
Let's see. UTG, what did you do so she needs them? Oh, the matches. Oh, no, it's nothing.
It's just, she's just, I don't know why she's doing that.
It's very calming and relaxing.
Why are you so uptight? Why are you all stressed out?
It's just life.
Which part of life?
All of life.
Is my offspring fucking with you?
No.
Are you sure? Because I get rid of them.
No, you can't get rid of him. He's your son.
That doesn't matter. You got the kids.
I swear.
He goes, you stay. You know that.
Oh my goodness. Okay, what's the next one? Alan McElroy says, if the timing is floating around with points, I remember you mentioning trimming the distributor. I understand twisting it to advance it or retard the timing, but how do you trim it?
Well, you want to make sure that it's actually bottoming out. See, what happens is if the distributor bottoms out completely in the gear drive, there are just like there's harmonics and moving around that gear will do. You know, as it goes from, let's say, idle to acceleration, deceleration, because it'll rise, it'll fall, So if the distributor is bottomed out in that gear, it'll actually affect the timing and the way the distributor, it'll make the distributor inconsistent. So what you want to do is just take the distributor, if that's the case, you take the distributor out and there's a little tang on the bottom that fits into the slot there, and you just want to take like 50,000, 60,000ths of an inch off it, as much as you need to, so that the distributor isn't actually bottoming out in the gear, but just resting in it. Excuse me. Ooh, chicken cutlets.
Ooh.
Oh.
Thanks.
Okay.
Not done.
We're not done yet.
Okay, good.
No.
Okay. When you do, I get that green card, right?
I still have a few good weeks left.
Okay. Wait, I just had one. Oh, Uncle No Identity says, UT, if a sticker adds 5 horsepower, how much horsepower is added by a fridge magnet?
A fridge magnet. I think see, a sticker weighs a lot less than a fridge magnet does.
It's true.
And a fridge magnet also disrupts the laminar flow over the, because it sticks up. Right. So yeah, no, there is no benefit to a fridge magnet.
Okay. I just lost it. Oh wow. Okay. Dan E. Boyd says lead singer and driver of the Winnebago. I think he's commenting on something else.
That's from the Blues Brothers.
Oh, I didn't finish that movie. I tried twice.
Really?
Yeah.
That's one of the few. I'm not a movie guy, but like there are some movies that I like and I'll watch them over and over and over again. And the Blues Brothers, one of them. The Holy Grail is one of them. Mad World. Raising Arizona was a great. You ever seen that one, Raising Arizona?
I want to say there's so many movies that I watched back in the day that like they sound so familiar, and I probably watched them more than once, but it's just.
And of course, the greatest movie of all time, Die You Zombie Bastards.
Yep. See, I knew you were saying that, and I was trying to remember the title really quick so I could say it first, but it didn't happen.
Have you seen it?
Well, no, I just saw what you showed me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Paul Cabazola says, shout out to CNS Speed Shop in Glens Falls. Oh, Glens Falls. Hey, I used to live right 20 minutes from there.
The CNS Speed Shop?
CNS Speed Shop.
Well, shout out to them.
CNS Speed Shop. I think that's what he said. Shout out to, yes, CNS Speed Shop in Glens Falls, New York. Hello, CNS Speed Shop in Glens Falls, New York. I was very, very close to you.
You're a better person for saying CNS Speed Shop
I
in
feel better.
Glens Falls, New York.
I feel better. I do.
You do, but you're still lighting matches.
I know. Well, it's relaxing. And they smell really good.
You want a candle?
No, it's not the same. Okay.
Are my beautiful grandkids running you to the end of the fucking road?
They've been in a mood.
I saw that.
I swear. It's been really crazy.
The little one, right? I mean, she's a redhead,
Yeah.
right? So even in toddlerhood, they're insane. It's just no getting around it.
Mm-hmm. She started this new thing. I don't know if Kathy told you, but she like smacks you really hard and then hugs you immediately and asks you if you're okay. It's ridiculous.
That's typical. She'll do that all throughout her whole life. In every relationship and everything she ever does. That's what she'll do. She'll smack you and give you a big hug. That's a redhead. It's more than just a cliche. These things are real.
All right, let's see. Matt Sturbin says, wait, oh crap. Tony, I love the scene in Blues Brothers with the 74 Monaco doing 120 through Chicago.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Oh wait, I saw that part where they fly over the hill, right? Is that in that movie?
Yeah, no, it's they jump over. Well, that was on the whole this giant chase scene. I gotta call Kathy.
Okay. Okay.
You know her.
I do. Well, she's right in the other room. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Question about the video of the choke pull-off. Well, he's on the phone.
How come I only have 99 likes? 235 people have only 99 likes.
Well, I guess only 99 of them like the live.
Oh,
see now there's 114.
Yes.
Yay!
She's up. Yeah, Kat? Hello? Hello?
She sounds like she's responding. She says yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you, you did a great job on the coffee. I just wanted to tell you, you did a great job on the coffee.
What are you calling me for?
No, because you were inside and I don't want to yell.
Oh.
Hey, Renee LaChance.
And I took a sip of coffee and it was like, holy shit, this is exceptional. You hit it just right. Just the right amount of everything.
Awesome.
And a good brew.
Good.
All right, I'm sorry to bother you. Go ahead.
It's okay.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, let me scroll down a little bit here. Okay. Super Dave Morgan. Oh, I feel like this is like the third one that I've asked for him. Your name for some reason stands out because it's blue. Okay. How much trouble is it to convert Dodge 400 into the 471, 472?
That's not. I mean, you need a 5-inch crank.
Let's see. Benjamin C says, UT, will the new shop be an address to send fan mail to?
Oh, I don't ever use the word fan. I hate that. Please, just viewer, right? Or but don't use fan because as soon as you say you're a fan, I want to run and hide. I don't do fans.
You show up with like a shirt. I love Tony with like a picture of your face, just like super candid, like.
Yeah, no, we don't do that. Yeah, you can send stuff.
Let's see.
The address, we'll make the address public once we've moved in. And then all of the crazy stalkers can. Have you had any stalkers at your house yet?
Not from Uncle Tony's garage.
Really?
Right.
Okay.
Yep. I don't think I've had any stalkers in a while, which is good. It's a good thing. I'm not complaining. Let's see. Can you? There we go. Okay. DBC 105 says, can you post the 470 article on the way back on the website?
I don't keep any of those old magazines. Uncle Kathy's got a few of them, and she posted some of the videos or some of the articles on UncleTony'sGarage.com. But I don't keep any of those old magazines. I have no idea where. And maybe somebody can hook you up with that.
Let's see. Bruce says, Richard made a good comment yesterday. Max dyno horsepower does not equate to best drivability on the street. Same as what you say.
Yeah, but that's the truth. It's apples and oranges.
Marcus Berman says, my Dart currently has a 225 in it. What can I do to give it some more power and better performance?
I mean, the Super 6 is probably the most common, cheapest, easiest bolt together upgrade, and a bigger diameter exhaust, a single exhaust. I'll never put a dual exhaust on a Slant 6 ever. But a bigger diameter, like a 2.5, 2 3/4 inch exhaust with a good straight through muffler, a Super 6 intake, curved the distributor, give it a good tune up, and I mean that's the best performance you're going to get out of a stock Slant.
C says, hey UTG, is it okay to use repeat images of your face on a shirt to defeat facial recognition cameras?
Yeah.
318 Will Run says, hi all, happy for you for your shop. Someday I hope to have a roof over my head while I work, still in the elements.
You may inherit mine.
You okay? Don't have any water.
I've been trying. I've been getting over. I've got a lingering chest and like sinus cold for like a month, 2 months now.
Did you get COVID again?
Yeah, I got the Rona again.
Again?
Probably. Tell the people where you've been, what you've been doing.
I've been doing lots of real estate.
Real estate. Crystal Cells, Tennessee.
Lots of real estate. I've got a seller's boot camp that I am trying to keep getting uploaded, but I keep having tech issues. But I do have a seller's boot camp that's up now. So it's got a bunch of like tips and tricks on it. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of real estate, a lot of networking. I've been meeting with a ton of people here in Nashville.
And her channel is called Crystal Cells, Tennessee.
It is, yes.
Yes.
Yep.
And you should go there and like it and subscribe and ring the bell and do, because she'll sell you Tennessee.
That's true. But yeah, that and just managing the house with the kids and, John and all that mom stuff. That part's not very interesting. But yeah, that's it. It's been really cold too, so I didn't work on the car because I can't, it's so hard for me to work outside when it's cold. My hands get numb and then like I can't feel them, so when I cut them, I'm like just continuing to work.
Yep. Another reason why we have to move to facilities where we can accommodate everything.
Yes. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It's all gonna be inside now.
Yeah. But I don't want to talk about that now. We're going to do a video
Sorry, yes.
tomorrow about the changes that are happening, the things that we're doing.
Okay. Did you need me there for that? Oh, okay. Okay. Matt Horn says his Uncle Tony's seen the car movie 2-Lane Blacktop.
Yeah, I've seen that. Change the jets. You're going to pull over and change the jets. Who hasn't seen 2-Lane Blacktop? It's okay. I mean, I've seen it a couple of times, but it's not like one of my favorites. I like the very, very beginning of it. Where they shot it over in Lakeland Dragway over in, not Lakeland, the one in Memphis. It's not there anymore. I think I got Big Willie Robinson there with his Daytona and all. But that's, it's too drama for me. It's just too much movie. You know what I mean? Not enough car, too much movie.
I know what you mean, actually.
I don't like movies that have plots, really, to tell you the truth.
Let's see. Dirty Knob says, will Uncle Buff's face be painted on the front of the new shop?
It could be.
I thought he was going to be here tonight.
We figured you guys coming over, the dogs, the kids, the chaos.
Yeah, okay.
You want to, you're going to be on here, and we told Buff, no.
Okay.
No, Buff, no.
Nobody's not mad at me.
He'll come tomorrow. He'll be here next Sunday.
Okay. Mopar Man 1978 says, eat Frito brand bean dip and you'll have enough gas to fill up a Hindenburg.
That's a good tip. That's.
Let's see. It jumped. Lazy A-Hole Ranch says, Crystal, are you enjoying your automotive journey? I am. There's been a space between what I've been doing, but I like it a lot. It's relaxing, but
It won't be for long. I've got the Slant 6 car almost ready to go.
You want me to drive that one?
Oh, yeah, it'll be loud and for you, terrifying, because, but you'll get used to it, and you'll be like,
Okay.
I want to go faster.
Probably true.
That's always the way it is.
Let's see. Troy Massler says, "Hi Tony, I'm 17.
Hi, Troy.
Recently bought an 81 Camaro Z28. It's cammed and it has an Edelbrock intake. I rebuilt the Holley on it, and when it started, my idle is really high. Any ideas of what it could be?"
I mean, I don't know what steps you're taking to knock the idle down. It could be a vacuum leak. Are the secondary blades closed all the way? I couldn't really give you that answer to that. There's so many different variables. I don't know.
All right. Charles Gorton says, "Uncle Tony, 5.9 Magnum, want to upgrade the camshaft, nothing crazy. Do you think that I can keep the stock tune in the ACM and make it work?"
Yes. With a mild cam, like with an RV style cam, which an RV style cam is a short duration, long LSA cam that's designed for torque, right? It's not designed for peak, high RPM power. It's designed for towing. It's called RV. You're going to tow RVs with it. So if you use a cam of that RV persuasion, you should be fine with the stock.
Cole McMean says, "Hello."
Hello.
Hello, Cole.
Hello,
Cole. Dominic Daly says, "When is the dual quad Edelbrock tuning video going to drop?"
Give me like a week.
Unity Motorsport. Sorry.
That's Andy. That's my buddy Andy.
I'm sorry.
Who does the carburetor videos?
Sorry, Andy. Unity Motorsports Garage. I have learned that whatever an engine wants on the dyno for jetting never works out at the track because of how it's loaded versus in the car. All right.
He would know. You guys, Unity Motorsports Garage, if you guys haven't been over there, he's done a couple of videos for us now at the Holley carburetor. We're tuning multiple carburation setups. Go over there and sub to his channel. Awesome guy.
Oh, Fubar put the link to my channel.
Fubar.
Thank you, Fubar.
Let me tell you something, okay?
Aw.
If there's a representative of like the concept of love on this planet, it's Fubar, the axe, and his always wanting to help promote and putting up the links and everything else.
Yep.
We're a better species for Fubar,
I agree.
the axe.
Somebody did ask, but the comment went away. But I made note of it. Somebody asked how the Miata is doing.
The Miata is. See, that's another reason why we got to get into this shop, because we have 15 cars and trucks, right? And the way we've got things situated, you can't get at things. The Miata is still sitting on the trailer in the back of the lot, blocked in by 3 cars that don't have batteries or is out of gas or whatever. So to make things move, like I can't begin to explain to you the complications of the setup that we have and how it makes it difficult to make even just the slightest move. And that's one of the reasons why we need to move into the shop, because now everything will be out in the open. It'll have its autonomous space. There's no like, oh, that thing's got a flat way or whatever. I got to move this out of the way. No, everything will be laid out nice, so we can work like humans and actually get a little more productive.
I'm excited to see it. I know I watched the video, but I'm excited to see it in person. Okay.
You'll be shocked.
I bet it seems so much more like smooth than I would expect.
It's smooth.
It looks smooth. The walls and the floors look smooth. The air looks like fresh for some reason. Is that possible to see fresh air?
Yes.
That's what it looks. Okay. Big Bear says Uncle Crystal lighting the matches reminds me of the movie Shutter Island. I don't think I've seen that movie.
I've never seen that.
Dave Morgan says, "What do you think of the new electric turbocharging lag preventers?"
I don't know anything about them. So somebody asked Richard last night about electric turbochargers, and I think he got off. I think it was a good question, and it kind of like ran off into different places. I don't think, but that's a good topic of discussion. I want to know why nobody's been able to develop an effective electric turbocharger. Because I would be a buyer for that, right? The reason I stay away from turbochargers is just the complexity, underhood complexity and heat of all of the shit that goes on. I like if Uncle Crystal wanted to put a turbocharger on her car, I'd be like, yeah, let's fucking do this. Let's turbocharge this thing, right? but I don't want it on my own cars. But if somebody was to have like an electric turbo, a simple, electric turbocharger kit, I'm down. Sell me one for everything I own.
All right. Cement Surfer says, which will be better on my 1979 360? My Edelbrock air gap manifold or a stock 340 iron manifold? I only have a recent Edelbrock spread bore car.
You'll always make more power with an air gap. I mean, it's that simple. I mean, it just reduce, just ice. Even if you block off the intake manifold, the intake crossover, the heat, still on a small block Mopar, just the temperature of the oil always hitting the bottom of the intake manifold means that you're losing horsepower. Just with nothing, everything exactly the same. The difference between the standard type of intake and an air gap is like 20 horsepower. So yeah, I would definitely go with that.
Bruce says, stop taking on projects.
Be forewarned, the air gap is very cold-blooded. Get used to like having to let the car really warm up before because you put it on, you'll see what I'm talking about. Who said that?
Bruce.
Stop taking on projects. I live for projects. Projects is how we make a living.
And I mean, like if something really good comes along, you're like, hey, that's a great idea. If you don't do it immediately, there's a good chance you're never going to do it.
That's the truth.
That's how I do it anyway.
That's the truth. You got a lunch.
Okay, so Renee LeChant says, Uncle Tony, I have a 1966 Charger with 318 poly with a 2-barrel in it, and it runs fine.
Cool.
Is it worth doing performance parts to it, or should I put the money into a 383 from the same year from a friend?
That's a good question. For that car, see, the Chargers are extremely heavy, because of the all of that metal in the grille. The taillight housing is ludicrous. All of those extra bucket seats and the consoles and everything else. The Charger is a ludicrously heavy car. I would go to Big Block. I would definitely go to Big Block, and I would probably go with a 440. I mean, a 383 is a fine choice, but I think that car is going to be 4,000 pounds no matter what you do to it, as long as if you keep it intact. So I would say definitely you want to go Big Block with that.
Okay, so John Trudell.
Yes, John.
He says to teach me how to say Edelbrock. Am I not saying that right?
Edelbrock.
Edelbrock. Why don't you correct me?
Because I think that your pronunciation will catch on.
Okay, so I'll just keep
Edelbrock.
saying
I was going to
Edelbrock.
start saying it myself. Edelbrock.
Okay. Bruce, what's the fascination with fire? It's very common. Yeah, it's common. I'm like a reformed pyro. Okay. Let's see. Oh, it's scrolling. Okay. Everett Maui Man 1969 says, hey, hello, aloha.
Oh.
Aloha. Good job, Uncle Crystal, on always having your hair looking good. And tell the truth, Uncle Tony is cutting the cheeses while your lighting matches. Thank you for the compliment.
Look how fat I look. I'm not this fat.
Well, that's why I don't sit fat.
No, I'm looking at the camera. Like look, I'm not sucking it in. I mean, I got a little bit of a gut, but like,
it's the camera.
when you sit like this, it's like, my God.
You're like Santa Claus off season. Okay. Sad Khaled says, probably saying that wrong. Sorry if I pronounced your names wrong. Power adders, as far as maybe aftermarket cooling systems for your electric motors and maybe gear upgrades. That's about it. Besides having a stronger motor that'll output more power. I don't know. I think I read that.
Saeed, what are you saying here? Power adders, as far as maybe aftermarket cooling systems for the electric motors, and maybe gear upgrades. That's about it. Besides having a stronger motor. I guess they're having a conversation amongst themselves. They're talking about electric cars. What can you do with an electric car to hop it up? And Saeed, that's what Saeed is talking about.
Okay. John says, how's the dream team of Tony and Crystal tonight? Nice.
How could it be anything but magic?
We just had Kathy's chicken,
Mm-hmm.
and it was delicious.
Yes, but not one of our chickens. It's a supermarket chicken.
Right.
Yeah.
We got $5 from Lane Sutterby.
Thank
Or
you, Lane.
Sutterby, I'm sorry. Hey, Uncle Tony, Uncle Crystal. Tony ever messed with a 472 or 500-inch Cadillac?
I have not.
Let's see. Justin Elliott says, I need a cam for my Fox Body 306. Edlerbrock. Edlerbrock?
Edelbrock.
That's what it.
You said Edelbrock.
But he's got an R right there. It says Edlerbrock.
Oh, well, yeah, he's misspelling it.
So it's Edelbrock.
It's Edelbrock.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I need a cam for my Fox 2306 Edelbrock Performer heads with 202 valves, SVO 1.7 rollers, strict flow intake.
You're doing good. You're doing good.
The cam I have is 90s technology. This is in my 86 Fox Body Mustang.
Justin, the person who I would ask that question to myself is my friend Evan Smith. Evan was the editor of Muscle Mustangs and Fast Forward for like 20 freaking years. He knows every part number, every spec, everything. Send him a message. Tell him I sent you, right? And it's Evan Smith, and it's Revan Evan on YouTube here. It's his channel, Revan Evan on YouTube. And ask him. He'll give you. I can guess at things. He'll give you the dead nuts answer. Hang on a second. I gotta make a quick phone call.
Okay. He says that you have a body of a god, Buddha.
Buddha. Thanks.
Let's see.
There it is. Good, you can read.
Okay. John says Uncle Kathy is a very good host. She is a very good host.
She is.
Watching vintage Top Fuel videos on YouTube because of what's crackling. And what do those guys say like about the 392 Hemi? Someone said it was the baddest of them all.
Baby!
Are you calling her again? She's gonna come in here and throw
Can I get a cup of coffee, please? You want coffee?
Like a half a cup.
Yeah, she just wants half a cup.
But I'm saying in a normal voice.
She only has powdered creamer.
That's fine. I'm not picky.
She doesn't care.
Not picky. No sugar.
No sugar.
No
She doesn't want sugar, but I want sugar in mine, please. There we go. It works. She'll be in here like any second now. Watch.
Okay. They were guessing that you were going to say Tang.
No, that's like the hot. Once I start sweating, and I sweat profusely. I sweat ridiculous. So I need to replenish like all of those liquids. So that's when I switch over to Tang. But right now it's still kind of chilly. And it's good. It's beautiful out. It's like the 60s today. Mm-hmm. So I'm in like coffee and water weather.
Let's see. River Rider VFR says, "Can you chrome plate things in California?"
I have no idea. Is there anybody left in California?
There's a ton of people moving here from California.
Yeah, they are, right?
Ton. Martin Hildenbrand says, "Back in the day, I used to."
Do you know what the next civil war is going to be?
What?
It's going to be New York and California, and they're going to be fighting over U-Hauls.
I think they're still booked out. I'm pretty sure that Nashville, like Tennessee, is like the highest, like #1 destination that U-Haul has on their list still. It has been, I think.
If you drive around the Nashville area, right, there's lots, like improvised lots everywhere that are packed with U-Hauls. Like we have to have at least half of the country's U-Haul like devices stuck here in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yep. Tang is awesome, good for astronauts, good enough for me. So
That's right. That's what I always say. You can sustain life with Tang.
Saeed Khaled says, "I like my sugar with coffee and cream." That's how my mom takes her. She has her sugar with her coffee and cream. It's kind of how John takes it too. You use a lot of sugar too. No, you have mostly cream though.
Oh, no, I like light and sweet.
Yeah. Will regular grade gas with ethanol damage old engines? From Tim Z.
No, I run all of my cars. Every single thing I own is pre-1980. I use regular, ethanol, 10% ethanol gas, pump gas in every single one of mine. Zero problems, except for vapor lock. Vapor lock is a bit of an issue during the hot weather, but there are ways to get around that. And in fact, we did a whole video on a quick cure for vapor lock. You can search that. I think it's called $8 cure for vapor lock. But other than that, no, it doesn't damage the engine at all.
You have $4.99. Put it.
$4.99.
He says, "Put it towards the chicken" from Joe Balls.
Thank you.
I wasn't Johnny's baby talk. I told him that mine was in a regular.
I just ignore it.
Well, you don't ignore it. Well, you can ignore it, but it goes into your subconscious.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Keep telling yourself.
No, it goes right into your
No, it
subconscious.
doesn't. No.
All right, fine, no problem.
Continue.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
John says Tang is what I would drink before taking an IQ test.
Right? Okay, there you go.
Lots of hydration. Let's see. California will go under the sea and New York sites on a fault line. Oh, New York states on a fault line, I think is what you would say.
But if you got to do like an IQ type of thing, like you really got to think. I always thought that ice cream would be the trick.
Ice cream.
Ice cream, because sugar and fat.
Ah, good point.
You know what I mean? It's sugar
Good
and
point.
fat, and it's the things that your brain, the two things that
Yeah.
your brain says, wow, give me, you know?
Yeah,
So,
good point. It
Yeah.
does work because whenever I need that boost of energy, I usually use ice cream. Okay, let's see. Uncle Kathy to the rescue. So Lindsay A-hole Ranch said. Let's see. Oh, there was a comment, and it's way up there now, but I read it. Somebody said, yes, people send stuff from California to Mexico to get it chromed and then shipped back.
okay.
Let's see. Silver Bell says, Tony, what was your first car and what ended up happening to it?
My first car was a 66 Charger that never made it out of the junkyard. My second car was a 69 Charger that I bought. It was a stolen recovery. This is in 1977. And it was a stolen recovery. I bought it for $20 and I built it on the street in front of my mother's house. I ended up with, I had a 446 pack in it. It was, like there's a picture of me when I was 16 with that. We've showed it on here. What happened to that one? I built it, but it was heavy. I wanted a lighter car, so I built it, had a 446 pack in it. I wanted a Hemi, and then I realized the whole package was going to be way too heavy. So I scrapped that car, and I got a 68 Roadrunner. I put the Hemi in the Roadrunner. So it was kind of like an evolution of a project. And then the Hemi from that Roadrunner ended up in my first dragster.
Let's see. Isaiah Osborne, I'm looking at a $400 1971 Newport. Guy says it's a 440, but people say most are 383s. How do I tell the difference? Also had a beautiful day in Tennessee.
That's a screaming deal. I would just jump on it. Don't worry about what motor is in it. But here's the easiest way to tell. If there's no numbers that you can see, like no stickers or anything under the hood to tell you, the easiest way to tell a 440 or RB motor, right? A 413, 426 wedge, 426 Hemi, 440 have a rectangular pad. If you look at the base of the distributor, okay? So here's a distributor, okay? Here's the distributor, and then here's the block, okay? And then right here on the block is a rectangular pad that's cast in, right? So you'll see it's level with the base of the distributor. And a low deck motor, a 361, 383, 400 doesn't have that. You won't see anything there. Easiest way to tell at a glance.
Bias Trapezoid says, hey Tony, what did you use to open the push rod holes on the 360 and the swinger? How'd you do it?
I used a drill bit and just I mean it sounds brutal, right? But I drilled them slightly oversized and then I just leaned it and just let the drill bit grind everything oblong.
Everett Maryman 1969 says, I'm looking high and low for a 440 engine for my 1969 Dodge Charger. So if anybody has a 440 engine,
There's your chance. There's your buyer.
Rick Swicegood.
And he'll pay top dollar because he can't find one. I just wrecked his day.
He really, yeah, he's like, damn, Tony.
Damn that, Uncle Tony. I love you.
All right. Recently installed an Eaton M90 on my 86 S10.
Okay.
2.8 liter 60-degree V6. Having trouble getting to it. Idle. Any advice?
Oh, having trouble getting it to idle.
Oh my God. Okay. Okay, yeah, I'm having trouble getting into idle.
The blower shouldn't, the blower by itself shouldn't give you any idle issues. I mean, in theory, you should be able to just take the carburetor off, right, and slip the blower underneath, put the carburetor back on, and you're not going to see any difference in the way the thing idles. Other than what a slight tweak of the screw, would give you. You got a vacuum leak someplace, but I can't tell you where it is.
They're talking amongst themselves, okay, unfinished project.
They're not talking about our backs.
This is true. Well, they're not really talking about us, I don't think. They might be, I don't know. Okay, with the new shop, Plan Z can get painted even sooner than expected.
Yep. Everything will start moving forward a lot faster.
Dan says I prefer real orange juice to Tang.
Yeah, I got to be in the mood for real orange juice. And sometimes I'm really in the mood for real orange juice, so I'll go buy like a quarter of stuff and just chug it, right? But that's rare. I prefer the Tang. Pulp, right?
Pulp. I like
pulp.
Yeah, John hates pulp. If I'm really craving pulp, I have to get both because he hates pulp.
I don't think he's really my kid, to be honest.
He is too. Actually, I took a picture of him the other day. He looks. Never mind. He looks very much like a DeFeo in the picture that I took. Okay, so.
One of the serial killers,
No, not one of the serial killer. Oh, never mind. No, I'm not going to say that.
You noticed this.
We're live.
Did you notice the similarity between Ronnie and me?
No, okay. So before, it was like 2 weeks. No, not 2 weeks. It was probably a few months actually before we got married. Somebody had mentioned, they were like, oh, we were marrying into the DeFeo family. Oh man, aren't you scared? And I was like, for what? And they were like, oh, you're not going to have any kids, right? I was like, what are you talking about? And then they pointed out that movie to me, and I'd never seen it before. I still haven't seen it, but I did some research on it. And when the pictures were coming up, I was like, oh man, they are related.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Someone in my hometown has a 70 Cuda 340 that's been sitting in their backyard for years. They're asking $10,000 for it. Should I cave and pay or ask or haggle?
I mean, if it's not rotted into the ground and it's still basically in one piece, give the thing away and just be thankful.
Kyle says, when are you moving into the new shop?
Around April 1st. We'll have the key to it in about 2 weeks, and it'll take us about a week to move everything over.
Dan says he can kill a whole box of cereal in one sitting. Me too.
Yeah.
It's going kind of fast. Oh, wow, that's not a full comment. 383 versus 400. Both will be built to tow, maybe stroked. It will be replacing a 318 in my 74 W200.
Either or. I mean, you're talking about a 17 cubic inch difference between the engines, and it's all in the bore size. The 400 is a better motor, but honestly, just for your purpose, you put a 383 in there, you put a 400 in there, same modifications, you ain't gonna tell the difference.
That one was from Lionheart 0808. I'm sorry, guys. There's a couple of these I'm just not reading names. I'm sorry. Okay. Xavier Lopez says, start a band called UTG and the Blowed Head Gaskets.
I want a band. I want a band in the new shop. I have lots of space that I could set up a band. I want a band.
Okay.
No, seriously.
I believe you. My dad wanted to do a family band. Now John wants to do a family band. Everybody wants. Now you can do a band. So we can all just do a band.
I don't want to do a family band.
Okay.
I want a raging punk surf metal fusion band.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
One that's dangerous to be around.
How dangerous? Like, is you're
very,
loud and like
very
crazy?
no, just dangerous to be around. It's just like you don't want to get too close to the stage.
Okay.
I want a band. And I'm going to get a band now that I have this new now that we have this new shop. I am going to get a band.
Very nice.
And it'll be terrifying. And people will be like, no, don't go see them. You may get hurt.
But that just makes people want to go see you even more.
That's right.
I'm excited. I think that you should do this. Take on this other project of a band.
I need to find a drummer. Everything revolves around a drummer. But here's the thing. I'm very particular about this.
Okay.
Right? Whatever drummer I choose cannot sit.
Hmm,
It has to be a standing drummer.
okay.
And they have to be able to just beat things with one hand and make it work. So,
Sounds like fun. Okay. Throttle it up, says Tony and the Mullet Mafia. Socks Cat says, have you ever heard Space Grass by Clutch, Dodge Swinger 1973?
Space Grass by Clutch. My buddy Brandon Haynes was like big fucking fan of Clutch. I probably heard it, but it doesn't really ring a bell.
Renee LaChance, $13.99 Canadian.
Thank you, Renee.
Thank you.
We'll put that towards the band. That'll buy a cable.
Drums are expensive. We looked into this. They're expensive.
The drums that we have will have to be disposable.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna like.
I want
destroy
them beaten to death. I don't want a drum. If a drum set lasts more than 2 performances,
Doing it wrong.
I get a different drummer.
Okay. Okay. Brandon Bell says, when is the 318 kitchen build updates?
It's gonna be just a little bit because I have to, like, we weren't intending to move, right? We weren't intending to grab the shop. It came up and I had to grab it. So everything that's been on schedule, everything that's been like we're working on is gonna be a little tweaked off the schedule because I have a ton of cleaning, organizing, and then moving and then reorganizing to get done. So the kitchen engine rebuild may be put off for a few weeks before I get back to it.
Mike Johnson gives $20.
Mike Johnson, thank you so much.
The Unity Carb series has been great, and I'm not even thinking of using dual carbs. Thanks, Mike.
Right. I mean, he's got his own channel, right? Andy has his own channel, Unity Motorsports Garage. So, and we go over it. But I mean, I want to pick his brain and have him contribute more material to our channel. You know, he's brilliant. He's just brilliant, and he keeps good company. David Azard. I mean, you know, we're talking about a world class. And then you throw in people like Richard Waldner, who we had on last night, and we're surrounded by really, really brilliant people. So you know, it brings and then there's you.
You're saying I'm one of the brilliant people.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're making me sure. New King 70 gave us $5. How about getting together with YouTuber the Horsepower Monster?
What was that now?
It says, how about getting together with the YouTuber the Horsepower Monster?
If there's something that we can, somebody was asking me about collaborations today, and if it's something that's valuable, like you know, if it's going to contribute, then yeah, I'm all about doing a collaboration. But I don't want to do collaborations just for the sake of doing collaborations. That's selling the audience short. So you know, I won't do that. But if the Horsepower Monster has something that would if anybody really has something that would complement the kind of stuff that we do or add to it, yeah, man, I'm down, definitely.
John has timed out 3 of Dakota's accounts now.
Wow.
And somebody, Uncle Nate's Driveway says, free Dakota. Until all of us are free, none of us are free.
Oh, solidarity with Dakota.
Aw, poor Dakota.
Now Dakota, right? Don't but Dakota, now bro, you can come and literally you want to spend a few days, we have plenty of room there where you could, you know, settle in and I'll put you to work and you know what I mean? So
free Dakota. Super Dave Morgan. I keep reading his comments. Dude,
yeah, why did you
I don't know. He like stands out. Do 727 torque light transmission bolt right up to international 345 engines. Everywhere scouts are showing up with Chrysler 727 automatics.
I have no idea. It might be the Chrysler AMC bolt pattern, you know, which that's probably what it is. Yeah, you find that 727 is going to have the AMC bolt pattern, I think.
Unity Motorsports Garage says, hey, when Casper is running, I'm driving to the new shop.
Come on, brother.
Dan says Dakota's a political prisoner.
Well, we're all political prisoners now.
I can't comment. I cannot
But
comment.
I'm just saying.
Okay. Stan Lincoln says, what is your opinion of American car companies to no longer building cars, just SUVs and pickup trucks?
I can't guess at what their business model is. You know what I mean? They don't tell me how to make YouTube videos, and I can't tell them how to make vehicles. So, I mean, if that's what the market is, that's what the market is.
Because your garage just sent us $5. Says we'll probably never collab. Still love you all though.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much. Oh, Hoosier. Yeah, thank you, brother. Back to the thing about them building SUVs and getting away from cars and getting SUVs. One of the problems you have, and I actually had an accident a couple of years ago, is one of the problems you have is when you're driving a car these days in traffic, everything is so much higher than you that you become a target, right? It's very easy to get hit. It's very easy to not see, like, I mean, you sit and try to watch a traffic light and there's everything around you towers over and you can't see, so it's like, there's a lot of disadvantages to driving a car in the modern traffic. So I can see where the whole SUV thing is, like, just to make yourself comfortable in traffic, just to get yourself up higher. I can see where there's a real demand for that.
Mm-hmm. I've been thinking about getting an SUV.
See?
I have, I'm not gonna lie, just because. John says there's no car made in the last 20 years that I have any interest in.
Same here. Same here.
I like some newer SUVs.
What?
Nothing. I was just muttering under my breath about me liking some of the newer cars.
Well, I like my Miata.
You do like your Miata.
I've actually come to grow to like Miatas.
Oh. Alright, hold on. I gotta pause these for a second. Okay. What's better, 3 2-barrels or dual 4-barrel from big old Ford F-150?
Flip a coin. Flip a coin. Ultimately, the dual fours are the ultimate way to make power. But the triple deuce setup is the classic for street and strip or just hot street. Because you just drive down that little 2-barrel in the center, and those secondaries, they start dumping, and it's just fun all the way to a valve flow. So,
Lionheart 0808 says all vehicles will be all electric by 2035. So who cares? GM already announced that by 2035 they will be all electric.
They will eat those words. It is not going to happen.
Let's see. Oh, no, it skipped. No, that's a comment. That's a comment. My eyes are going blurry.
Want my glasses?
No, I have contacts in. I think that's why they're starting to dry out a little bit. Lobo GTX says, here in Argentina, we got a slogan, you not found your Dodge, he found you. Okay. I always so somebody asked me like a really long time ago, like for when I was getting my first car, if I was gonna go just like the junkyard and just pick one out. And I did go, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I've always like imagined like me going to pick out the car that I'm gonna keep forever, and just like I walk in and see like 100 cars and just one pops out and it's like speaking to me. You know what I mean?
And you haven't had that experience?
I haven't yet, no.
We have to get you to more junkyards.
Probably.
Would my offspring be okay with you putting a car together at the house?
Yeah, I think he said that he wants to do it.
Yeah? He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to do it.
I think maybe.
You would do it. I don't see him doing it though. He wants a boat.
He does want a boat. Yeah, he does. He wants to be on the water. But only on like a lake though. I was trying to talk him into taking a cruise the other day and he's not into it. Which is fine.
I would go nuts.
Because you'd be out in the middle of the ocean, you can't swim back. So
No, not even that. Just being like on a fucking boat, and I can't be at my shop.
Yeah.
I would shoot myself in the brain. I would last. I'm telling you, I would last maybe 3 hours.
Oh, gee, I thought you were gonna say at least 2 days. No.
No, I would last like 3 hours before I completely flip my shit.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. He's like getting in there, and people are like, "Yeah, this is so much fun." You're just like, "I need."
No. No, I would flip my shit.
Keith Miles says, "I must keep asking how I can donate cash." Oh, like the super chat. Is that what you're talking about? There's a little like money sign button at the bottom next to like the text line, I think, right? Is that how you do it? I've never actually
I don't
done it
know,
before.
yeah, there's a
This
little
one right
dollar sign thing.
When you hover over it on ours, it says show your support for Uncle Tony's Garage.
Why don't you do that? Why don't you
Make one?
yeah,
Send
send us $1 billion. $1 billion.
But you would have to pull out of your account and then put it back in, and it would.
Well, it would bounce.
Well, you don't want to do that. Let's see. Don and Wendy English. Wife Wendy is looking for a newer daily ride. Nice.
See, newer to me is 1975 and up. So I don't.
Don and Wendy. They have an Instagram account, and they always like every single post that I make. Every single one, and they always put a comment. It's usually like 2 little emojis.
They're the nicest people.
They are very.
We have like the nicest people on this thing.
We do. I don't think I've ever seen like there's such little like bad comments. There's so few that it is a nice crowd.
It is. But you know, we owe our mods.
I know. I was just gonna say, yeah, too. The mods are really great. Question about camshaft. Oh, John says $1 billion. There, I sent it. Thank you, John.
$1 billion.
$1 billion. Okay, Eric Dudek, whatever. I'm sorry. Eric Dudek says, question about camshaft bearings. I have a 340 that I'm building where all the bearings are perfect except one where it looks like a chip was taken out of the middle of the bearing. Can I run it?
I'm familiar with that. And that's common. No, don't run it. Don't run it. Especially if it's number one. If it's the number one cam bearing, first of all, the number one is the least likely to give you distortion problems. But if the problem is at the number one bearing, because the number one bearing feeds the como se llama, right? Well, the lifter galley is fed by number one. Number four feeds the rockers. But yeah, change it.
Zach Almater says, is it more cost effective building a motor from a block or getting a crate motor? Looking for a daily driver motor for my 1960, GMC truck.
Well, I mean, small block Chevy crate motors are so cheap. It's like cost effective. Yeah, you're probably better off just getting yourself a crate motor. Then again, there's the satisfaction and the knowledge of building it yourself, meaning that you know everything that's in there. I mean, I've had the guy who had a last year had a crate motor stuck in his pickup truck, and right away the thing ate a lifter. So it's like, cost effective is probably best to go with a crate motor. But me myself, I would put one together myself.
Ben Smith, a CVT behind a 318 pisses me off. Does it bother you too?
A what?
318. No, a CVT behind a 318.
Where did they put a CVT behind a 318?
Oh.
That's a constant velocity transmission. Yeah.
You leaving? Yeah. Okay. All right. Bye. Love you.
He's so quiet.
Here. He's right here.
Okay, what we got?
The CVT. Oh, are you still off? Are you done with the CVT behind the 318? Okay. Sorry. Why doesn't Offspring do car stuff with you? He doesn't really like it. And he really doesn't have a whole lot of time between school and work. How's it going? Great job, Crystal from Pizzle4420. Thank you. J Yeager2881 says, I am bummed Richmond Dragway ceased operations for 2021.
Oh, really? Huh.
Let's see. I think we did that one already.
You know, we have new people here, so you should tell them to subscribe to Crystal Sells Tennessee. We're going to tell them that.
I feel weird promoting myself.
No, don't feel weird promoting yourself. Go for it.
All right. Yes. Okay. So I have a real estate channel. It's called Crystal Sells Tennessee. And I do a bunch of real estate stuff on there. And right now I've been uploading the last few days my home sellers boot camp. So it goes over like everything or like a bunch of stuff that you should know if you're getting ready to sell your house.
So if you're in one of the hellhole states whose cities are rapidly circling the toilet and need to escape quickly, Uncle Crystal is your ticket out, right? So keep that in mind.
Yeah, and if you guys are looking for a realtor and you don't already have one, I know a ton. Like the last few months, I've been doing crazy networking, so I know a ton like around the entire country. So if I have somebody like in your city, I can always get you connected. Oh, thank you, Fubar. Fubar put the link to my channel.
Thank you, Fubar.
Of course, sweet. I wish I had T-shirts for Crystal South Tennessee. I would send him one, but I don't because that's silly. Real estate channel, nobody's gonna.
Don't say that. You could be the next viral fucking thing.
All right, let's see. Uncle Crystal, do you ever hang out with the gal that drives the Chevy Nova that does the burnouts?
That's Paige.
Oh, I vaguely saw a video really quick, and then Allison came in and tried to put on Baby Shark. She has short hair.
Can you sing Baby Shark?
Can I sing Baby
Yeah,
Shark?
people want to hear you sing Baby Shark.
They don't want to hear me sing Baby
Yes,
Shark.
they
No,
do.
they don't. It's gonna be stuck in their head for days.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't want to hear me sing Baby Shark. I don't want to hear me sing Baby
Just
Shark.
just hum a little of it.
There you go. Baby Shark. Yes, John. Crystal knows a good realtor in the New River Valley of Virginia. I do, and his name is John Wilburn. John is also a realtor.
So what I don't understand about this whole fucking Baby Shark thing, okay? Okay, so you got the Baby Shark,
Yes.
you got the mother shark, you got the father shark, you got the grandpa shark,
And the grandma.
and the grandma shark, okay? So you get this whole shark clan, right? And they're sharks. Okay, so then they decide they're gonna go hunt.
Yes.
Right, okay, which you would think sharks are gonna go hunt,
Right.
right? Okay, they're built for it. They're apex predators.
Right.
Okay. But then they get freaked out by something.
And they run away.
What the fuck is freaking them out?
I don't
Why are they
know.
running away? Why are they so concerned with safety? They're sharks. They're apex predators. They have no fear. At least in theory, but in this song, this whole clan of sharks is going to starve to death because something freaked them out and they ran away to safety.
No, I agree. So at first I thought that they were like quickly switching over into the mindset of the little fish that they were going to eat. And I was like, well, that might be confusing for toddlers. But then at the end it says safe at last. So I was like, no, they're still on the sharks. So what the heck are they running away from? I don't know. It's also confusing.
Does anybody have a baby shark answer to this puzzle? Because this has been bothering me now for months, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. Just subscribe to Crystal's channel. Thank you, EG 24 hours. Appreciate that. I don't know how to tag. I'm sorry. Shark Tooth Girl and a 340 Duster is the only shark that I care about from Socks Cat. Very nice. All right, scrolling. Okay.
But you see where I'm going with that. It
Yeah.
makes no sense.
It is confusing. I know. I thought the exact same thing because they were going to hunt and then they run away and then they're safe at last and then it's over. It doesn't make any sense.
No.
What was the channel name again? Oh, mine. It's
Crystal Sells
Sells
Tennessee. In stereo. For your listening pleasure.
That sounds weird. Don't make it weird. Okay. They would starve or be captured for their fins to make shark fin soup. All right.
Well, okay, that's possible. That would freak them out, I guess.
Would freak them out. You know, sharks are like going extinct. I saw the great white shark is going extinct.
Oh, there's really?
That's what I saw. Yeah, recently
I don't believe
somewhere.
that. You know why I don't believe that?
What?
Because the oceans are so
That's what
vast.
I said. I was like, we haven't explored the entire ocean. What
We
if there's a
haven't.
little colony way down somewhere where we haven't even
Right,
seen?
not 10. We don't know 10% of the fucking ocean.
Right.
The ocean is just ridiculous. You can't tell me that anything goes extinct in the freaking ocean.
That's what I said.
Right.
Okay. Cool. Scrolling. They answered your question. Send it through chat and not cash. Oh yeah, the super chat. Thank you, John. You put my site in there again. It is so sweet.
Are the girls staying tonight?
They are, yes. But I'm gonna be back early in the morning to pick them up. And Allison can go to daycare. It's just Katie that's out of school, but she can come with me while I do my real estate stuff.
Well, she can go with us to shoot video.
She can do that
She's
too.
fine.
Okay. Raymond Campbell says, why is it better to supercharge a Gen 3 426 than a Gen 3 440 stroker motors?
Why is it better to supercharge Gen 3 426.
It went way up here.
Yep.
Right here.
Okay. Why is it better to supercharge a Gen 3 426 than a Gen 3 440 stroker motors? Bro, I have no idea, right? No idea.
John Deere says, can you build a 440 wedge with 318 heads?
No, you can't. Two completely different platforms.
Let's see. UFOs. Lazy A-hole Ranch. What is Uncle Crystal's IG? Shoot.
Oh yeah, she's on Instagram.
I am on
And
Instagram.
Uncle Kathy's on Instagram, posing as me, I think.
Well, hers is the Uncle Tony's Garage, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So the UTG one is Uncle_Tony's_garage.
She's on my case because I don't post stuff on Instagram.
I
She's like,
know.
everybody posts on Instagram. I'm like, I don't post on Instagram, but everybody else posts on Instagram. So it's like, I don't have the head for it, you know.
I tried to take it over for a little bit, and I was doing posts really well, and then I came up with this feature Friday. I was gonna start featuring the cars and stories from like different viewers,
Okay.
and I had like 4 lined up, and I just went to post it 2 weeks in a row, and Instagram it wouldn't let me. It just kept loading, and it wouldn't let me post it. 2 weeks, so I gave up because it took me like over an hour to try to. I gave up. I was getting frustrated.
It's like divine intervention. Something telling you to stay on Instagram.
That's what I was thinking. Well, I mean, I've gotten a lot of people on Instagram. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I completely ignored that. My Instagram is Crystal DeFeo KW. It's the KW for Keller Williams. So it's just my name, Crystal DeFeo KW. No spaces or anything.
You're going to take that over.
What?
KW.
Oh, am I?
Keller Williams.
The
Yeah.
whole
yours.
company? Oh.
It's as good as yours.
All right. Let's see. Westview, the best for your new shop.
Thank you.
Thank you. Coastal Auto Reaction. Hey guys. Brian. Oh, he's talking to somebody else. Well, hi, nonetheless. Let's see.
One match left.
Are you gonna use it?
Yes. I want to know what we're using matches. It is the 21st, but then I'm going to use points. So, okay, yeah, fair enough.
I like using matches. It's super relaxing. I don't know why. I just feel better after lighting it. You know why? Because I smoked for so long. It was like, what, 12, 13 years of smoking, like over a pack a day. So sometimes I really, really, really want to smoke a cigarette, but I just light a match instead.
I'm smoking for, starting when I was 10. So I'm smoking for 48, almost 49 years.
I also started when I was 10. No, 9? It was either 9 or 10. I was really, it was behind like the middle school that was also like the elementary school. I remember specifically when and who got me started. I remember specifically. That was gonna be cool. Okay. How do I send money on the check? Oh, it's the super chat button. I've never actually done it before, but it's like next to where you would type something, there's like a smiley face and then like a little money sign there should be. And the smiley face will give you emoticons, and then yeah, see, somebody just did it.
Oh, thank you.
And then the other one it should be blinking right now, I think, because every time somebody sends it, I think it blinks. Channing Dodson says, hey, Tony, thanks for helping me with the t-shirt situation. Thanks, man. Can't wait to get it in the mail and promote the channel.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Let's see. Uncle Tony, would you like me to send you a Zippo lighter from Big Bear?
Oh, no, we got lighter. Lighter is one of those things, I can't hold on to them. People, I can't tell how many people give me lighters and stuff like that. I love them, and then all of a sudden, poof, they're gone. I don't know how that happens. I can't hold on to anything.
I don't know how people can, honestly. I never could. I never could hold on to a lighter. Actually, I would steal other people's lighters, and then they would go missing, and then, anyway.
I start the day, right? I have like 3 lighters in my pocket. And by like lunchtime, I have no lighters, and I'm lighting things off with torches or broken light bulbs. Or I gotta tell a story about that sometime. And then like an hour later, I've got 7 lighters in my pockets, and I haven't encountered anybody. I don't know how this happens, but it's my daily routine.
They're multiplying in your pocket. They're procreating in your pocket.
Telling you.
Okay. John says if you see me smoking, put the fire out. Okay. Well, next time, if I ever see you smoking, I'm just gonna have a bucket of water. What's the craziest swap combo you've ever done on a car? For example, an AX-15 from a Jeep and a Grand Caravan 4-cylinder put into a Mitsubishi Mirage.
That sounds pretty cool, but I haven't done anything like that myself. All my stuff has been like pretty much like puritanical Chrysler things. I haven't really done any crazy swaps. Which isn't to say I don't want to. I'd love to build stuff like that, but I don't want to own it. So somebody has to bring it to me and say, hey, put this in this,
Let's see. I need a t-shirt of Tony's silhouette smoking a cigarette.
Our logo.
Yeah, the
is
logo
that.
has, yeah, good point. Complete Toilet Garage says, I keep a pink lighter just so I know when someone steals it, I can be like, hey, that's mine. I used to draw on mine for a while. There was like a 3-year period where I would draw on mine so that I knew. Because people, they do that, and they'll forget, because I do it myself. Like, I'll pocket somebody's lighter and be like, no, I'm pretty sure I came in with this. And then, like, someone will be like, no, it's definitely not yours. Anyway, I'm digressing. Chuck Stuff. 1974 Nova, 2-door straight 6 basket case. What's a fair price?
1970 Nova?
1974.
Oh, 74. Well, yeah, not a lot of money. If it's a basket case, not a lot of money. If it's that 68 to 72, yeah, you can get some serious loot for those. 74, not so much. Not a big demand. 800, 750 to 1,500 bucks is probably about right.
Bruce says that he has the ultimate question. How do tools disappear when you need them and all of a sudden they reappear from nowhere? It's like magic. How does this happen? Tool fairies?
It happens all the time. It happens constantly to me all the time. And I honestly don't know. I think sometimes this very thing, it just happens to me. Okay, all right.
Rick S. has been trying to ask the same question for half an hour.
Who?
Rick S.
Rick
I haven't
S.
even seen a Rick S.
We haven't.
Oh, yeah, he's right there. Look at that. He's right there.
Okay. Sorry, Rick. I don't know how we missed.
I haven't even seen your name on the thing. Okay. UTG. Trying to get an answer on this. Question about the video of the choke pull off. Why isn't the closing of the choke flap not just limited by the linkage instead of the vacuum to pull it off? Did I read that wrong?
Because the initial start, like before the engine's actually running, the initial start wants the choke all the way closed. And so that's why the linkage allows it to go all the way closed. And then once the engine is actually started, then that's where the pull off brings it open a little bit. So it gets a little air to run. And that's the reason for the pull off.
Right.
What was I about to say? The missing stuff. Okay, so like a half hour before we came on, right? I'm outside. I swapped the exhaust on my Charger. I had an exhaust on the car. It was just all cobbled together, right? I had some stray pipes laying around, so I cobbled together an exhaust for it. It's like 4 years ago. So my friend Eric Funk had given me a nice 3-inch setup with a pair of Flowmasters, and I said, you know what? Let me throw this up on there real quick. So I grabbed the old exhaust, I cut it all up, got out of the car, and I'm hanging the pipes. I had the nuts for the header collector, right? And I put all 3 nuts. I did this whole time. Okay, so I was working on the passenger side of the car, and I took the 3 nuts from the header collector, put them on the ground, grouped them together, and I took the 3 bolts and put them there. Okay, they're sitting right there, and then I moved to the back of the car. I come back to put it all back together again, and there's 3 bolts and 2 nuts. There's 3 bolts and 2 nuts. And I know I specifically had those 3 nuts grouped together, and there was absolutely no possible way I could have knocked them out of the way or kicked them or pushed them or anything like that, because they were here and I moved off here, right? And went to there. And then when I came back to here, there were 2 nuts and 3 bolts. Where did I find the 3rd nut? I was laying on a moving blanket, right? And I was in my driveway, and a moving blanket down. Where did I find the 3rd nut? Under the middle of the moving blanket. How did I find it? I sat down on it. Yeah, I don't know how this stuff happens, but it does.
Hey, at Zero. He says hello.
Zero, what's going on, brother man?
How are you? That's a Big Bear. Hey Tony. Hi Bud. From Ryan and Lobo GTX. And Vince Wrencher says, I know somebody who lost a wrench, was looking for it for 2 hours, found it in his back pocket. Yeah.
I'll tell you another one that happened yesterday. So yesterday, I want to take, because we're not going to be doing anything for a couple of weeks. So I says, let me take Plan Z out for a quick run, right? Let me get the car running, right? Get everything all set, and then I'll call Uncle Kathy, and we'll bring it out front, and we'll do a couple of short squirts. We'll do a burnout or two, and we'll do a couple of short squirts in front of the shop, and then we'll make that a quick video. So at least we have some kind of action, right? I rev the engine up, okay? I started, I rev it up, and I hear, ka-chunk, right? I'm not really sure what it is. It was just a little shudder, okay? I shut it off a couple of minutes later, and the damper is missing.
Well, he's killing them.
Like the damper? Yeah. The damper is missing. You know, the inertia ring around the damper, gone. I mean, gone, right? I hunted everywhere for it. Now, so the nose of the car was out of the shop when it happened, right? So it went someplace in the lot. It's gone. Like it's gone. I looked under every car in the area. I looked at one end of the lot. I looked at the other end of the lot. I looked all through I looked everywhere. The inertia ring is just missing. So
Interesting. Slant 6 guy says, Uncle Tony, when are you going to do Magnum V8 stuff?
Soon. I'm not actively pursuing a Magnum engine right now. I'm looking for a 5.2, but they're in my periphery, and when one comes a good deal, I'm snatching it. Magnum stuff to come.
Socks Cat says, Tony, how fast would it? Dang it. Tony, how fast would a car go with 400 HP that weighs 2,000 pounds? Okay.
Well, you can't go by the size of the engine and the weight. It's the output of the engine. Is it a 200 horsepower 400? Is it a 400 horsepower 400? Is it an 800 horsepower 400? I don't know. But if you can estimate, if you can estimate the amount of power it's going to make, and then the starting line weight of the car, meaning that, the weight of the car, you in the car, fuel, all of the stuff that you're going to have in the car, you estimate that weight, you take the power, you take the weight, and you go to Wallace Racing calculators. There's a lot of different ones, but I like to use the Wallace calculator because it's just fast, and I find it's really accurate. Go to Wallace Racing calculators and put in those numbers, and it'll spit out the ET, what it should run under optimum circumstances.
Junior K says, Tony, did you know that the thickness of a matchbook is the exact adjustment for points?
Well, I mean, that depends on the style of point. Like 17 thousandths. I don't know. I could mic one of these up and see exactly what it is. That doesn't. No, that's not 17 thousandths. But I mean. And it varies. Is it a 6-cylinder, a 4-cylinder, an 8-cylinder? Because that makes a difference too.
Garvin Dowell says, how do I fatten up the transition circuit of a BBD?
How do you fatten up the transition circuit of a BBD? Top off. That's a damn good question. I have to think about that. How would I fatten the transition circuit of a BBD? I mean, I've drilled jets oversized on them because you can't get different. There's no drop-out assortment that you have for an AFB or an ABS. I've drilled jets oversized. How to do the transition circuit? I don't know. I have to think about that. That's a really good question.
Rebecca says, hey, Uncle Tony and Uncle Crystal, hope your day was well yesterday. Really Oh, live chat with Richard was amazing. Thanks for that.
We had a lot of fun. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that once a month for sure.
That's the guy from California?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. What are your thoughts on the
He's so well groomed.
Richard?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It made me feel a little self-conscious.
Don't feel self-conscious. This is part of your brand. It is.
I look
You're a
homeless.
mechanic. No, you're a mechanic. You look like a mechanic. There's never one point in my life where I was expecting the guy that was working on my car or working on a car to come out looking like he just showered. Ever.
But I did just shower. I mean, I always look like, I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't.
Let's see. If you buy MREs, they come with a book of matches. Oh, that's cool. Country Boy Guest Garage says you stumped Tony. When? I wasn't paying
The
attention.
BBD question.
Oh, right, yes.
How do you
Okay.
fatten a transition
That's
circuit on a BBD?
Sockscat says if I had a UFO, I'd want a 340 in it. Best engine ever besides an elephant, which would be too heavy for a flying object.
Elephant meaning a henny.
Oh, okay. Lazy A-hole ranch. Ooh, this is a question that I had that I keep forgetting to ask you. Do you guys ever have to worry about being too light?
Too light?
I think he's talking about a car. Like when you worry about the weight of the car. No?
There's no such thing as too light.
Okay. Ryan Bars.
Unless you're racing in a class that specifically states the car has a minimum weight, yes, then it's an issue.
Ah, good point.
But no, just as a rule of thumb, lighter is always better.
Okay. Shoot, there was a Ryan that I was reading. It wasn't that one. It went away. Oh, right here. Ryan Barsness says, sub to my channel if you want. I'm doing a 1971 Challenger build currently. So Ryan Barsness has a channel, and he's doing a 1971 Challenger build currently. So go subscribe. Okay, the Oddman38 says, my parents owned a AMC 4-door Hornet and a Pacer. The Pacer caught fire and the Hornet was traded in.
I like Pacers.
I don't know if I've ever seen one. I don't have my phone on me. I left
It looks like somebody took an Easter basket and put windows in it. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Sunday is shower day. Doug
No,
says,
I always look like this. I can't, it's just, it's like, I'm off white.
okay.
Oh, it's true. I'm off white. You're Caucasian.
Yeah.
Caucasian.
I don't have any sun either. So like I was looking at tanning packages today, and then I was like, no, I had to shut my phone off. I feel so like pale and like weird, and I need to be outside more. Oh, Doug says my dad owned a 75 Grand Cherokee and was never happier to get rid of a vehicle.
Yeah, that was the not so happy AMC days.
Can you put Hemi heads on a Poly from the Drive 855?
You could put Dodge Hemi heads on a Dodge Poly. You could put Chrysler Hemi heads on a Chrysler Poly. Of course, the pistons are different because you have there's a relief of the exhaust valve on each of those engines, so you have to change the piston. So you can put Dodge Hemi heads on a Dodge Poly, or Chrysler Hemi heads on a Chrysler Poly, the Spitfire. But you cannot. There are no Plymouth Hemi heads to put on a Plymouth Poly, and there's no DeSoto Poly to put the Hemi heads on that.
Okay. Lazy A-hole Ranch says, do they have a weight per class like boxing for the car weight?
Lots of different ones, like stock, super stock. All those classes all have it's based on the shipping weight of the car. All of the comp eliminator, all your gas classes and whatnot, that's all pounds per cubic inch with minimum weights for each class. There's lots of applications. And even if you go to like Top Fuel or Funny Car, there's a minimum weight for the class, which is ridiculously heavy for what they,
That's interesting.
Is it really?
It is kind of interesting, yeah.
Okay. What?
I'd never even thought about it until you brought it up. Like, I had a question, like, can you be too light? Obviously, if you're like the weight of a cardboard box and you try to drive, you're probably going to start flying at some
A
point.
balsa wood chassis with an ectoplasm body. You want to get it as light as possible. No, I don't believe that there's any such thing as, how the weight is managed becomes very critical. Aerodynamics become very critical once you get to a very light deal.
Okay.
Um,
You want to make sure you're keeping the weight even though too, right? Because you don't want the front to be heavier than the back or vice versa.
I see now drag racing is always changing, right? So where you want the weight and how you want the weight distributed, and even where the weight transfer comes from, because you have the static weight distribution, there's the dynamic weight distribution, and in between you've got fluid weight distribution, which happens during a polar moment of inertia. And that's a theoretical point in time when a body from at rest goes to being a body in motion, and how that weight, and that's the fluid weight distribution. So there are many different factors having to do with a drag racing oriented car and weight, and how it's managed and balanced.
Okay. Huh. I'm just going to read the first one that I see. Need Metal says aliens cut the grass at Mar-a-Lago. Okay.
I wouldn't, I mean, Greys, Palladians, I mean, what were they?
Doug is going to sleep. Good night, Doug.
Good night, Doug. It was pleasant having you around.
That was very nice of you.
Wasn't it there?
It was. It's so pleasant having you up tonight. Okay. UTG, rebuilding bottom ends are intimidating to me. Between rod bearings, clearances, piston rings, without using machine shop, any suggestions to calm the nerves? 318, 360, plus 0.40 and 440. Thanks.
All right. Think of it this way, okay? Think of it this way. If you're intimidated by bottom ends, right? Think of it this way. It was only about 60, 75 years ago that a mechanic doing a bottom end of an engine was a normal routine part of maintaining the car, okay? And mechanics used to pour their own bearings and then shape the bearings with a knife. Okay, there's a special knife. It was for shaping bearings, okay? And these guys, during their lunch break or whatever, right after the lunch break, they'd drop the oil pan and they'd stick their bearings up in there, button it up, and then send it down the road, okay? So when you become intimidated by things like the bottom end of an engine, keep them on it. That was a routine, and the internal combustion engine has not really changed since then. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of it. Learn as much as you can. Learn to measure, learn all of the different measurements that you need to know, and get the tools that you need to make those measurements. And sometimes just as simple as plastic gauge. And don't be afraid of it, man. Just dive in. Just dive in.
Lane Sutterby says.
Wait. There's more to that. I'm not done yet.
Okay, go ahead.
I dove on nitro cars for at least 10 years, right? Even when I was tuning, I still dove because I like to tune by the bearings. So if I'm under the car and I'm reading the bottom end of I'm reading I want to be the first to know the information. What is this bearing telling me? What is this section of the motor telling me? So I did my own diving for years on all different kinds of cars. And same thing we want to talk about. Diving on a nitro car. You think that it's all in a weight room, you know what I mean? With like with medical lighting and like precision machinery. No. You're laying in the pits, okay? There's wind and hot dog wrappers going all over the place. There's dirt all over the fucking, and it's like, and you just do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like, get in there and work on it. You know what I'm saying? Just don't be afraid of it. It's only a machine. I'm sorry, did I interrupt you?
That's okay. They're talking crap about how slow we are reading the chat.
Oh no.
I can see you guys. I'm caught up on the chat. BT dubs. I think that's what they say now. BT dubs. But he's answering one question and it scrolls with all the other questions. But I can see you. Okay. Wait. See, now it's doing it again. Okay. Mickey Jordan says, "What's your favorite Ford 5.0 liter letter cam for late '80s Ford 5 liters, streetable 3 kLV daily driver car.
Huh?
I don't know. That's why I
Read that
highlighted
again?
it.
Okay, what is your favorite Ford 5 liter cam for late 80? Oh, geez, I don't. Evan Smith. All of my Ford questions, all of my Ford speculations or anything, I consult Evan Smith, Reverend Evan on YouTube. And it was a good friend of mine. I've known him for 35 years. He was the editor of Muscle Mustangs and Fast Forwards for like 20 years. Evan Smith, Reverend Evan. Go over to the sub this channel, ask him those questions. He'll give you the right answers.
Richard Holder says, go tell me.
All right, where's Richard?
Probably down.
No, I was just at the bottom. Yeah, I'm at the bottom.
Is he there?
Yeah, he's on.
I was
I'm
there.
looking forward to some Slant Six madness.
Richard, I had so much fun last night. That was no, seriously. We have to do this again, and I got to pick your brain, bro. I got 1,000 questions I got to ask you. But last night was a lot of fun. Thank you very much for that.
I don't see Richard right here. It's not me. See, now I'm looking.
All right, don't worry about it.
All right.
We've communicated there.
Okay. Everybody's saying hi to Uncle Kathy. Okay, which is better, Magen Flow or Flowmaster Exhaust?
Whichever one you get the better deal on. No, flip a coin.
Socks Cat says, I had an E303 in one of mine. Hey,
Are you talking about the Ford Camp?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Richard was here. I think they're all talking to themselves. Okay, Greg McDonald says, if I go to the larger 11-inch rear drum brakes on my 68 Dart, do I need to put in a different master cylinder? I already have 74 front disc on it.
I wouldn't use the 11 inches on that car. The 10s are fine.
Okay.
You may be overdoing it with because the 11-inch drums on a light car can be very grabby. I would stick with the 10s.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure. I don't want to interrupt you again.
I wanted to answer his question thoroughly.
Good.
With some thought. I have a head cold. I'm sorry, guys. I keep sniffling and making these disgusting sounds because now I sound like I look, right? It's the Rona again. It's a combination of Rona and cancer. You know, it's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
We've only got hours to go. Let's continue with this.
Continue before you're dead. Okay, Xavier Lopez says,
Look at all the shit you're going to inherit. It's all yours.
it goes to John,
No,
then it trickles.
No. It goes to you. And then if he's lucky, you share some of them. You are the one who bore my beautiful granddaughters. You see what I'm saying?
Got it. Okay.
Okay. So
I'm glad
you
that's
get
recognized.
everything. What's that?
I'm glad that's recognized.
It's recognized the most important thing. There's nothing more important than that.
Okay.
Okay? You perpetrated the next part of the family tree.
Mm.
And they're females,
Yes.
which is your bonus. You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like if you had boys, you'd be like, okay, you know what I mean? But no, you had 2 girls.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, that's it. You moved right to the absolute top of the family food chain.
Oh.
Fuck everybody else.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
This will all be yours.
Okay. I do like this computer.
This computer is yours. It's yours. These headphones, what the fuck you want? Everything.
Okay.
Yeah, it's yours.
Yeah, the YouTube letter that you got from YouTube there. Okay, wait. McDonald's or Lucky Charms with banana slices?
McDonald's. And I don't really like McDonald's, but I mean, Lucky Charms only works really with Scotch, honestly.
Lucky Charms and scotch?
Yeah.
Really?
Breakfast of Champions.
Do you pour the scotch into the Lucky Charms like milk?
This was back in the days when I used to, go there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And yeah, Lucky Charms and Scotch is
I've never tried Lucky Charms. I've had some crazy food mixtures back then, but scotch and Lucky Charms. All right. Let's see. Channel of Supermind says @0. Let's see. Bruce says, I tell my kids when they make sounds like that, it's just roughness. Like what? I think I'm lost. Dropping knowledge. Vince says, bullshitting about cars on Sunday night.
This is what we do every Sunday night. And then Wednesday night we do Tech Talk.
Mm.
You know, so that's over at Dallas's place. That's a great show. You would have no interest in it because you're not really a tech.
I think it's because I'm not really on cars. Well, after I start working on cars a little bit more, it'll probably be interesting.
Yeah. But every Wednesday night we do that.
George Reed says 70 B-body 8, 34 in a 73 Duster. Done it? Thoughts?
8 3/4. What was that now? 70 B-body? 70 B-body is about as wide. The 68 to 70 B-body is about as wide as you want to put in a Duster, but it actually happens to fit perfectly. You gotta relook at the spring purchase, or you could cheat. You could cheat, right? There's 1 3/4 inch difference in width between the A body and the B body as far as the spring perches go. So you can oblong the holes on the perches 3/4 of an inch on either side, or even at that. I'll tell you what, you go a 1/2 inch on either side, oblong those holes, drop the in place, pull the springs out that much, and it all bolts together. And with the Duster, because the Duster has such a giant wheel opening, that it swallows up that B body rear like it's nothing. You couldn't do that on a Dart or a regular Dart or hardtop car, but on a Duster Demon body car, yeah, 70 B body rear, perfect.
John sent you $5.11.
John, why are you sending me money? What's the matter?
Well, he gave an explanation. He says fund to replace Clancy's bouncers that went into orbit.
Zonk gun. I'm glad it happened there and not at the track. Did you see the video? Did anybody see this video? This, you're talking about tragic shit, right? Fucking, there's a video of a guy, and this is a real thing. This isn't like, this isn't like something made up or anything. It's actually, it's from a dyno shop, and it's the roof, like the ceiling cameras just showing everything, and they got a car on the chassis dyno, and it's doing its thing, and the guy's walking past it, and as he's walking past it, the damper comes off, hits him in the fucking head, and kills him just like that.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Guy just minding his own business.
Wow.
And next thing you know, he's laying on the ground in a pool of blood.
Oh my god.
Dead. You gotta be careful around this stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. They're talking amongst themselves. Okay. Lane Sutterby says, what's the most unique engine you've ever built?
Unique engine I ever built? Oh God, I don't know. The most unique engine I ever built. I mean, I built an Iron 92 top fuel motor, all iron, 392 Hemi. Unique. Shit, I don't know. I'd have to think about that.
Okay. Just making sure. Okay. Xavier Lopez says, honest opinion, there is timing cover that allows you to put on a distributor on LS motor. Should I go with a point style for HEI distributor?
I mean, you could flip a coin. I know the distributor you're talking about. I would just go with whatever is easiest. There's nothing wrong with an HEI. I'm not. Look, I preach the points thing because I love points. That doesn't mean that you have to love points. That doesn't mean you have to use them. There's nothing wrong with HEIs. There's nothing wrong with any of these electronic ignitions. I say it because I, myself, is my personal, I like vanilla ice cream. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean you have to like fucking vanilla ice cream. I like a lot, but I like points. So it's not that I'm going to recommend that everybody put points on all their cars. It's not like that at all. I use them. I like them. So logic and common sense would tell me to stay in the middle of the pack of the science of what you're dealing with using HEI.
You can't be serious. 03 says she quits on that note. With the damper in the guy's head.
She what?
I'm quitting, is what he says.
Oh.
I won't. But it is scary, and I will be more careful around certain things.
You do have to be careful around.
But I'm not going to quit because of that.
Not that I'm
Anything
careful
can kill
around.
you. No, you're not careful at all. You get yelled at a lot in the comments on our channel when I'm doing work. They're like, Tony should have her in this protective equipment.
Oh, these people, they're nuts. They're nuts.
Let me see. I saw a flywheel come out of a modified streetcar and hit an elderly woman in the stands and almost killed her. From Jonathan Lawson. Yikes.
I had a clutch come on a car. I had a 68 Charger, a 4-speed car. This was a street race. I guess it was like 1981, 1982, something in that range. And I had the clutch. Not only did the clutch come through the car, right, but the shifter came back and hit my hand hard enough that it actually put a hole in the palm of my hand. Like it was a violent fucking explosion. But I didn't get. I mean, like the floorboard where the tunnel, your foot's right next to the tunnel. That part of the tunnel just folded over my foot and was like a shield, and everything just went up into the dashboard.
Wow.
I was only like 19 or 20 years old.
Slugs Cat says, I saw a blower explode and it rained in the crowd with parts. Some girl got hit in the head. They came and power washed the stands after.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I've seen a lot of that stuff over the years.
Chad says he likes vanilla ice cream too.
Vanilla fudge twirl, right? I love vanilla fudge twirl.
Let's see.
I'm gonna have some right now, actually.
Harrison Hamilton, go for it.
Well, as soon as it's done, we're only gonna go like another 5 minutes.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's getting really late, and I gotta go. Okay. Harrison Hamilton says I have an SBC 350.
Small block Chevy.
Oh, okay. Small block Chevy. It started last probably 5 years ago. My dad passed away and left it to me, but I got it running. Nice.
Cool. Sorry for your loss.
Yeah. Dicky Farley, I love vanilla ice cream.
See, it's the vanilla ice cream crowd.
Catfishing Chris says, I'm back, drunk lady in the driveway again.
Nice.
You have a drunk lady in your driveway?
Nice. I hope so.
What does she look like? No, I shouldn't see.
Everybody should have a drunk lady in the driveway. Actually, if you're lucky, you have 2 drunk ladies in the driveway and you get a cat fight out of it. And everybody wins when the cat fight breaks out at 2 o'clock in the morning. What?
No, okay. Auto or manual transmission for a daily driver cruiser BB Mopar. Big block is BB.
Yeah, big block, yes.
Okay.
I mean, are you driving in a lot of traffic? You're a daily driver. You live in a city where you're going to be sitting in traffic and construction zones and everything else, then, automatic. You in the suburbs or rural kind of area, you got just, put it in high gear and go, right? Stick.
Dakota says, I think I'm going to come over there this summer. I'm going to go to bed now. How y'all have a good one.
Good
Yes,
night,
you should
Dakota.
come this
You
summer
have
at some
pleasant
point.
fucking dreams, man.
Good night, Dakota. Frank says mint chocolate chip. I
No.
like mint chocolate chip.
No, I don't like mint. No.
John doesn't like mint either.
No. Well, he got some good qualities from me.
He did, I guess. I like mint. I like mint in chocolate. He hates mint in chocolate.
I don't like mint at all, really.
Catfishing Chris. Oh, she's like 60. She roams when she drinks. Oh, well, that means she doesn't have anywhere else to go, I guess. Or she just likes walking around outside.
Take her out for tacos.
Yeah. Let us know how that goes. My favorite is peppermint candy vanilla ice cream. Caitlin likes the candy cane ice cream. She likes that kind of
Caitlin
stuff.
is
My daughter.
Yes.
Peter Tice says, what's the cam lift going to be on the 340? Sorry.
What 340?
Wow. T Green says, thoughts on 57 to 60 Dodge Power Giants.
The engine, it's a Chrysler. The Dodge Power Giant is a Chrysler 354.
Let's see. Some guy says, can someone see my chats? Oh, can anyone see my chat? I can see him. Some guy.
And I can see her.
Yes. So in theory, he can also see yours through me. John says, no, we can't see you. Okay. Maybe she can bake me a blueberry muffin. That's so funny because I was thinking about the blueberry muffins. When he said tacos, I was like, oh, or blueberry muffins.
Take her for blueberry muffins, definitely.
Go for it.
Wandering drunk chicks love blueberry muffins. I read a paper on that once.
Did you really?
Yes.
Okay. Mitten Made Muscle, nothing like a vanilla cone with cherry flavored candy coating, like they dip it in that hard. Oh yeah. The stuff that you dip it in, then it hardens. Yeah, I like those.
I only like cherry and cough drops.
Oh.
What? You don't like cherry cough drops?
No, like the cherry medicine taste. I've never
Oh
been
yeah,
able to
yeah,
handle
yeah,
it.
yeah. But it's a tasty cough drop.
Yeah, you mean the Ludens ones?
Yeah, oh,
Those are
good,
delicious.
right?
I used to
Yeah.
eat them like candy. My mom had to take them away
Yep,
from me when I was
yep.
delicious. Okay, vanilla and orange sherbet. I like that too. Bruce says I was playing with my Magnum yesterday. It was.
I don't understand sherbet, so I don't eat it.
You don't like
I
sherbet?
don't understand it. I won't eat anything I can't understand.
It's like a fruity ice cream.
What is it? Is it ices? Is it
No,
ice cream?
it's like a creamsicle, like the fruit cream. You don't like it?
That's not, no, I don't understand it.
It's just two different flavors. Kind of like vanilla and fudge. It's fruity.
But it has a
cream.
different consistency.
It
like-
does. No, it does.
Like gelato. I won't eat gelato. I have no idea what it is.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But ice cream,
Okay.
you know,
It's iced cream.
Yeah.
Okay. Rusty Britches. Who is this? Uncle Kathy's daughter-in-law? Yes, I am their daughter-in-law. Right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Why did I question that? I don't know. I'm tired. Cherry menthol is scrumptious. I've never had cherry menthol. Cough syrup, also pistachio, but it's hard to find pistachio ice cream. Yes, I can only get pistachio ice cream when I visit your mom on Staten Island. That's the only time I can ever have it, and she usually has it when I go up there. It's delicious.
I like pistachio nuts, but I don't like the ice cream.
No, you don't like the ice cream?
I like vanilla. I like vanilla fudge twirl. And sometimes chocolate chip cookie though.
Oh yes, chocolate chip cookie is delicious.
Yeah.
Yep. Dicky Farley, I must be part drunk chick because I love blueberry muffins.
I go and buy the tubs of chocolate chip cookie though, right?
Yeah.
This is, how long has Kathy known me?
Oh, for a very long time.
Right? Okay. So I go get the tubs of chocolate chip cookie dough.
Mm-hmm.
And like when I want a snack, I'll grab a handful of cookie dough. And she'll always say, do you want me to make you cookies? And I'm like, no, I just want the cookie dough.
Yeah.
And she'll say, but I'll make you cookies. And I said, but I don't want them as cookies. I want it cookie dough. And she'll say, it'll just take me a minute. I make you nice hot cookies. And I'm like, I don't want them in the form of a cookie. I want the cookie dough. I don't want it hot. I want it cold. I want the cookie dough. Now, this is I've known her for
Like her whole life.
yeah, since she's 15, for Christ's sakes, okay? But yet she still can't wrap her head around the fact that I just want the cookie dough.
She just wants to help you. But it tastes different. It's a different. I know.
It's a whole different
It
experience.
is. We got a bunch of stuff. Okay. Did I read that one already?
I find a lighter.
I thought you just had a lighter. I thought I saw one of them.
No, you were imagining that.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Bruce says. Oh, that's the one that I started reading. Okay. So Bruce says, I was playing with my Magnum yesterday. It was pinging at 36 degrees, knocked it back to 34 and full advance in at 1800 RPM
Okay,
with an eBay Proform distributor.
okay.
Thought that was pretty good. Your thoughts?
But that sounds pretty about where it should be.
Let's see. Talking themselves. Oh my goodness. Catfishing Chris. I can't stand cookie dough. Okay, look. I was really starting to like you.
Who can't stand cookie dough?
Catfishing Chris. I was
You sure
gonna
this-
make you the muffins.
You sure this is the channel you want to watch?
A lot of people are saying that they like ice cream. Let's see.
Who doesn't like ice cream? Well, ice cream makes everybody happy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Kathy's adding to the chat. I see. And you don't know how to not talk while I'm having my morning coffee after 40 some odd years.
So we're even.
You talk to her while she's just waking up with coffee?
Yeah, well,
I do that to
you're just
John.
barking orders there.
I do that to John. I do. Because he wakes up at like 10 in the afternoon. Like it's not the afternoon. I guess it is the morning. But it's like the sun has been up for like 5 hours.
I get
And I'm already awake. And I've been like waiting for him to wake up so I can tell him something. And then he's up and I'm like, hey,
My eyes open at like 4:30.
Mm.
Okay, and I'm like the instant my eyes are open,
Mhm.
right? I get the dogs out in the yard, get them pissing, and like I just cannot get out of the house and get moving fast enough.
Mm.
And she's like, she just drifts into motion. You know what I mean?
That's how Donna is though.
Oh man, I don't understand how that works.
But I can also understand because if he was up, say if it's like 3:30 and I'm just waking up and he's already up and I'm trying to drink coffee and he's gonna try to talk to me, I would be very frustrated. So it's just because I'm already awake that I don't really understand. Yeah.
Well, I mean, as soon as I open my eyes, I'm ready for action though.
Mm.
Like there's no, I don't need like that transition period of like waking up. It's like I wake up and it's like, holy fuck, get moving. You know?
Socks Cat says I wake up dreaming of working on cars.
Don't we all?
When is the next 24-hour UTG super duper live stream?
Oh God, I don't know. I want to do. I tried it twice and I pumped out twice. Well, I pumped out once, but then the second one I went 11 hours and I completely lost my voice. That's when I had the Rona. I had the Rona last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I went 18 hours and then I went 11 hours. So I pumped out and then I healthed out twice. So maybe the third time's a charm, and we'll try a 24-hour one. Maybe Memorial Day weekend. You know, I don't know. Maybe Labor Day weekend. It's gonna have to be like an occasion like that.
Okay. New shop idea: do-it-yourself UTG training.
We did we did a fundraiser for an animal shelter up in Pennsylvania. That 18-hour one. You were around for that?
I don't think so.
We did it for the guy. He's known as the Dog Father.
I feel like I heard about that. I think we might have still been in Arizona, or we just moved back.
I think maybe you just moved back.
I think that's what it was. 305 probably for smog and fuel economy. Okay, Lich King says, hey, why would an engine tend to die when shifting from park into gear? It idles fine in gear and in park, only dies during the shift. Ford 302 C4 Auto.
Hmm.
I just heard myself in the other room.
I'm not sure. There's a lot of different things you can give. Off the top of my head, I really can't. I can't think of an answer for that.
I think he's talking to me.
Depending on the year and the accessories, a lot of cars had a kick-up solenoid specifically for that. So they set the idle low for emissions purposes and a little bit too low. And they had a kick-up solenoid that when you put it in gear, it engaged, especially like if you had the air conditioning on. If I remember correctly, like some of the Fords had a pressure switch in the power steering. So when you turn the power steering, it would kick the idle up. So it could be something along those lines. Just try manually raising the idle and see what it does.
Tyler says, I'm slapping a turbo on my completely stock 318 D100 NP 435 8.75 with a Holley Super Sniper. This should be a riot.
Should be fun, man. Go out and make some smoke.
Let's see. Crystal, where did you guys live in Arizona? Oh, we were in Phoenix. It was South Phoenix, and I completely forget what it's called now. It started with an L, but it was Phoenix, like southwest Phoenix. Let's see. They're talking to each other. Okay, Dickie Farley says, speaking of live stream, Brian McTaggart, aka Brian McBang Shift, said he's gonna stop by for a live soon.
Nice. Yeah. But he's gonna come here for a live? I hope. I love Brian. It's been a long time since I've talked to
him. Dan's Garage says, hey, Uncle Tony, would you entertain doing a project car versus project car shootout between a few different YouTubers if you were challenged?
Yeah, I mean, as long as logistically, as long as we can get there, yeah, definitely. I mean, I can't accept the challenge in Utah. It just ain't gonna happen. We don't have the staff here. We don't have the crew to be able to, just up and go where we have to go. Yeah, that's coming. It's coming. But yeah, if it's local, within a couple hundred miles of the national area, sure, I'm open to anything like that.
Catfish and Chris says there's a new beer out. Looks like an oil can, starts at 10W30. The higher the viscosity, the higher the alcohol content it has. Comes with 10W30, 10W40, 20W50. It's wicked.
It's ironic you bring that up. You talk about that because I actually thought, see, we have a lot of space at this new place.
Mhm.
And I thought about taking one of the rooms and brewing beer in it.
Ah, that'd actually be kind of fun.
Well, we used to make an imperial stout that was like off the chain.
Really?
Yeah, we brewed beer for a little while, and yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. My problem is there's nothing really available that's dark enough or heavy enough to keep me happy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I like a beer that you actually literally have to chew. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're talking about. Thank you, John. Look at him putting Crystal Cells Tennessee in there.
Crystal Cells Tennessee.
Where?
Go to her channel and go. Again, see, if you live in one of these self-destructing cesspools that are just, like Los Angeles, San Francisco, Chicago, New York, Philadelphia, any of those cities that are just like done over, and you have yet to escape. Well, there's your ticket out. Crystal Cells Tennessee. She will help get you to the safety, to the abundance, to the flowing abundance and beauty that is Middle Tennessee, right?
Yes.
There's nothing like this everywhere. Let me tell you something, okay? Look, I traveled all over the country, right? I've been there, done it, seen the T-shirt, right? Been there, done it, got the T-shirt, right? This is it. There is no higher level of quality of life that you will find in the Middle Tennessee area, right? It doesn't matter where you go. When I lived in New York, I was born and raised in New York City. I lived there for the first 40 years of my life. Any place I went, it didn't matter where I went. I would go there and I would look around and I'd be like, this is so nice. I can't believe how nice this is, right? And then I would go back to New York, and as I was getting back into New York, I'd be like, what a piece of shit. I can't believe I live here. This is hell. This is hell. This is hell, right? So it didn't matter where I went. I remember the first time I went to Detroit. I remember being the very first time I was in the bombed out, burned out devastation that is Detroit. And I looked around and I was like, this isn't so bad. I could live here. This isn't bad. You know what I mean? It was like, because I come from New York City, okay? So now it's the exact opposite, right? Now that I live in Tennessee, every place I go, doesn't matter where I go, I look around and I'm like, what a piece of shit. How do people live here? I can't wait to go home. And as soon as I get back to Tennessee, like if I travel out of state, as soon as they see the sign that says, welcome to Tennessee, I'm like, my heart sings. It's like, I'm home. Right, okay? Am I wrong?
No, you're not. I like visiting other places, but when I come back, it's kind of like that home feeling.
I like visiting other places only to see how shitty they are compared to
not what I do.
where we live.
I like visiting other places. I like to travel.
But seriously, if you're looking to escape one of these devastated, like soon to be bombed out, burned out slums, like New York City, Crystal Cells Tennessee. Get a hold of her and she will hook you up. She will bring you to paradise.
So Charles Manson was saying earlier to stop because Tennessee is full. There's a lot of land.
There's a lot of land here.
There's a ton of land here.
There's a lot of land here.
Jonathan says Tennessee is the best place in the world to live, hands down. I love it.
People worry about the wrong elements coming to Tennessee. You know what I mean? But so it's like, okay, well, you're bringing people from places that they self-destructed those places. Now they're going to come to Tennessee. Here's the secret about Tennessee. We're all armed to the teeth and we will kill you. We have no problem with that. So, it's like, come and we'll just sort out how it works. You know what I'm saying?
Charles Manson just keeps saying we're full. All right. Let's see. Dragon's Milk is heavy beer. I'm just reading them as they come.
I've seen that. My favorite was Spaten Optimator. I was hooked on Spaten Optimator for a long time. Very good beer. Then I started playing with like chocolate stouts and whatnot. But I find that we made an imperial stout that was just perfect. So I want to try to duplicate that, and
Okay.
maybe we'll do like Uncle Tony's beer.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It would bite the shit out of that, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the best aftermarket intake for a 360 LA engine? I'm looking at the Speedmaster air gap. Any good? Or maybe I think I know it really
Well,
fast.
I mean, I like all air gap manifolds. The air gap is the superior configuration. You know, Speedmaster. That's a Chinese manifold. I've had fitment issues, you know, to say the least, with those. So try it. They're cheap.
Dan says the powers that be are angry at everybody for leaving their shitholes and going to Tennessee, so they plan to crush Tennessee. I don't know. I think Tennessee has like a protective barrier over it.
We do. Tennessee and Texas, I think, or I think we need to team up with Texas. You know, we may not be like linked geographically, but we're linked ideologically.
Speedmaster air gaps leak. Can't wait to get rid of it, from Bruce.
No, so I was just saying there are fitment issues with them, but you know, take a chance with it.
Virginia used to be super swamp ruined it. What do I do about that? There are multiple motor mount combinations for 383 E-body that would cause it to set improperly in the K member.
Huh?
Okay, South Jersey Chip says, holy smokes, Uncle Tony, Spaten, Optimator, and Oktoberfest are my favorite beers.
The Oktoberfest is a little light. You know, it's fruitier. Well, it's a little fruitier, but it's light. It doesn't have that bark. The Optimator is beautiful because it hits you in waves. There are 3 waves to every sip of Spaten Optimator. You know what I'm saying? And they're all very distinct. Where some of the other brands, the Celebrator and not the other brands, the other Spaten brews, don't really have that. Optimator is the shit.
Somebody said to go to Florida. Oh no, Florida is also full. And then they said Florida is ungodly hot, humid place, not fit for human habitation. I thought Tennessee summers were bad. Yeah, Florida's bad.
It's the humidity in Florida.
Oh yeah, I remember getting out of the car.
But then people get used to it. I mean, I can't talk shit about Florida. Florida's a nice place, but it's a little too humid for me. You know the other thing I don't like about Florida?
What?
Is that Florida is kind of like its own country. You're isolated. Like it's almost like okay, so if you're on the West Coast, or you were in Arizona, right? You're kind of isolated. You're in your own like kind of country there, right? Everything else is so far away. But Tennessee is centrally located to everything. So I could be in Canada or the Keys in the same amount of time. You know, like 12 hours will put me in either place. You know what I'm saying? So, or you know, the East Coast. So I like the central location. That's Florida's. I would really consider Florida, right? Except for the fact that it's just so isolated from everything else.
And the hurricanes.
We have tornadoes.
Yeah, that's true. Dickie Farley says, Brian said he wants to come do a live soon. He's going to try to call Uncle Kathy.
Okay, cool.
Cool. John says, Tony, what's the worst alternator you've ever changed? Mine was a Kia minivan.
Worst alternator? Oh, man. I'm thinking it was a BMW. And there were a couple of nightmarish ones. I can't remember. I was in the regular repair business for a long time. So yeah, I ran the gamut, and it was like there was a lot of them. It was just one more jacked up than the next.
Have you ever had 72 Imperial from Breckenridge Brewery?
No.
Let's see. A Yugo really hurt my sex life. Okay. How often do you recommend to do a checkup tune-up on a cruise-in cars distributor, MSD ignition?
Well, I mean, MSD keeps plugs very clean. how often do I recommend it? I mean, generally speaking, every 5,000 miles or so, you're going to change the oil and go through the car. It's a good time to take a look at the plugs and take a look at your wires. Thereabouts. You all right? Am I boring you?
No, I'm sure I didn't sleep very well last night.
Oh, okay. Well, let's wrap it up. It's been
9:30.
Yeah.
So you want to go exactly at 9:30? Do a few more minutes or block off now?
What time's it? 9:27.
I feel like it's weird if we end on an uneven number like that.
We could.
We can start saying a goodbye now. We're Italian, so it'll last the 2 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, look, $5. See?
Oh, they're trying to keep us on.
The Duke of 5A. Thank you.
More of a lager guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. It's like to me that's like. Okay. I will not drink a beer if light can pass through. If any form of light can pass through the glass, I don't want it. I would rather just drink water.
Thank you, Food Bar. Yes, Food Bar is putting the link to all of our merch, so you can get these hats, this shirt, some stickers, and then we've got two other shirts. We've got some kid shirts.
Oh yeah, we've got. I think we'll even sell you other people's stuff. We don't really care. We'll sell you anything. It doesn't make any difference.
Yeah, I've got some kid little girl clothes that I'm trying to get rid of.
We're so shameless. It's like, what do you want? You want some of the pictures? We'll sell you whatever.
The wind thing in your neighbor's yard.
I think we have some chicken cutlets inside if you want.
We do.
Yeah.
We have one left baked potato too.
Right. You name it, we'll sell it.
Let's see. On my 318 Dart with a mild cam, does the factory torque converter cause the spark plugs to foul from fuel?
Huh?
Yes. I will highlight it.
On my 318 Dart with a mild cam, does the factory torque converter cause the spark plugs to foul from fuel? No, it should not. I mean, you've got a terrible mismatch if you've got, if you've got so much cam that the converter is so tight, it's just not allowing water, and then you got a mixed match of components there. All right, we have to stop.
We do. Yeah. I know.
Okay.
All right. We gotta sign off. I know.
Yes.
John's gonna get mad at me too. We were supposed to be hanging out. And I gotta
Worst
say thanks
oil
to
filter
girls.
location on any car you ever worked on. Again, you see, it's like I worked on everything for a long time, so it's like why do you think I do YouTube now? I stopped fixing cars because I got into the parts business because I could not handle that anymore. It was just so unreasonable. You know what I mean? So as much as I love working on cars, I would rather be working on cars. There is no activity on earth I would rather do than work on cars. But like all the joy is gone from any of this late model shit. It doesn't exist. So that's why I started selling parts, and then we started doing YouTube. So, but anyway, we're gonna cut out, guys.
Yes.
Food Bar,
9:30.
John, Zero, Ari, guys, thank you so much as always. You keep this thing running smooth. Everybody contributed through Super Chat. Thank you very much. All that stuff that we got projects and shit. That's what keeps the wheels going with us. And everybody contributed. Just bringing yourselves to our thing
right,
here.
exactly.
Yeah, we love you people. Thank you so much.
Yep.
So, but not. I mean, it's figuratively speaking. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, I don't want to actually just hug. You know what I'm saying, right? Like, we love the idea of you, but maybe not as individuals. You have to be careful.
Right, because you don't want them showing up at your house.
Because they'll do that. I know this. It's happened. They show up at your house. They show up at your shop. They just, you're sitting in a traffic light. They get in your fucking car. I mean, it's like, it's a little weird, you know? So we love the idea of you so much. And we're grateful for the support that we get on this channel. That I'm not joking about.
Yes. All right. So good night, guys. Catfishing Chris, John, at Zero, Food Bar, Mopar Man, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
See you tomorrow. You can end this when you hit the.
All right.